We are back right on time at 7 o'clock, as a matter of fact. What a miracle weekend. It was unbelievable.
It was a great weekend.
It was absolutely perfect, as a matter of fact. I hadn't been to the State Fair, and I can't even tell you how long.
I'm trying to remember. I was with you there. Oh, God. Must have been 2017 or 2018.
That's about right, yeah.
Yeah.
Back when the grandstand was just a fair to Midland stand.
Yeah, just
there you have it.
Stand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There you have it. But it was great to see your mother. She's a far better person than you are.
I agree.
You can't even argue that.
It's why I roll with Beverly. She was so excited to see you. She was just.
I love her.
She's just sunshine. She's like, oh yes, yeah, we're going to the fair. It was 7 a.m. We're walking around, getting around her, go all ready to go to the fair, and she was all excited to see you, all excited to meet Don Shelby.
Shelby's isn't he a wonderful man?
Right before he left, I was like, I just appreciate you so much, Don. Thanks for coming out. And he goes, Brittany, I just love Go-Go. And it was like the warmest thing anyone said to me with his warm, buttery voice. And I was like, why do I want to cry right now?
Well, because he's a legend. I mean, that guy's you talk about a legendary broadcaster.
We can't walk 10 feet with him at the State Fair.
No. Go God, no.
Like, we couldn't. I was like, we have an hour to get from here to here. Should be fine. I was like, like 5 steps in, I go, I don't know if we're gonna make it.
I know he's such a guy that when he speaks, you almost reevaluate all of the choices you've made.
Yeah.
Like I listened to the live broadcast on the way home from Appleton, and while I was listening to it, he was talking about how he thought for a time journalists should not be allowed to vote.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
I
was like, you know what, son of a bitch, Shelby, I never thought about that, but I'm on board. He's a guy that can definitely makes you think about things in a different light.
Yeah, he had a great talk about bias and all that stuff. He was just great. You were great too. You were awesome.
Oh, here we go.
No, it was super fun.
Let me just say something before you move on with all your blows there. If it weren't for Don Shelby, I would have never lasted in the broadcasting industry. No,
really?
There's no way. People in this industry drive me nuts anyway.
Yeah.
I would say about 90% of the people in broadcasting don't belong in broadcasting. They just don't.
Interesting.
They're not very good at it.
I could see what you're saying.
But I would, like I told you before, I'd sit up on the roof of Channel 4 over there, and he and I would smoke a cigar, and he would tutor me on how to handle people without, slitting their throats.
Which is great. We love that for you.
It's a really good thing. So Don and I have been friends for. Did you see the picture where he leaned his head on my shoulder?
I took that picture.
Oh, did you? That's right. You took that picture.
I went to take a picture of them
People
on a
love
bench.
that picture. I don't know
and he
who else
leaned
you
his
showed it
head
to.
on Tom, and Tom kind of leaned back, and I posted it immediately. I was literally at the fair with so many people I love, and I said, I got to post this right now. I still have to post the rest of our photos, but I really wanted to get that one out. It was so cute.
It was amazing, and thank you so much to everybody.
Go-Go was in the back of that photo, just like, what are they doing?
No. Every time Go-Go looked at me, she's like, what's your deal?
What are you wearing? You could step it up.
What?
Do you owe her money or something?
I must owe her money. She was like looking at me like, what the hell is wrong with you?
Yeah, she's got that effect on most people. But I think she also knows your voice because Priscilla my mom both watch her and listen to us. So I think there's also like a disconnect of like, you're the voice from home. What the hell?
I think she thinks I'm nuts.
Yeah, it's probably.
I think that's what it is.
Inaccurately, though, right?
Inaccurate as possible, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I'm telling you, Saturday from moment one till the time I went to bed, it was an amazing day. We went to the State Fair. It was packed.
Yeah.
And I mean, there was no room it took forever to get out to the bus. We had to wait an extra half hour because we missed the shuttle.
Sure.
It was only 10,000 away from the record.
10,000 away from the record?
Yeah, for that first Saturday record.
It's funny that you bring that up because I actually pulled a clip from the live broadcast talking about that.
One thing I have to make an observation because we only got about 10 minutes left up here. This is the first time I've ever been on stage where the audience got bigger rather than smaller.
There you go.
Wait a minute. You guys are leaving. You're leaving.
You guys leaving, as I say
At
it.
that moment, they realize they have to use the bathroom immediately.
It was phenomenal.
That's funny, Rudy.
I mean, from the beginning of it to the end of it was absolutely amazing. No question about it.
Yeah.
People could not have been nicer. Then afterward, and I didn't know they were going to do that because I was just walking off the stage and I was going to go to the shuttle and go home. I walked down, and there are, I don't know how many dozens of people in line to take a picture.
Oh, cool.
Which was very, very. Oh, you didn't see those people?
Not when you were
very sweet.
near the bus. No.
No, it was just as you looked out on the crowd. You went
oh yeah, no, I
to
saw
the right.
you were doing photos the whole time. I was just talking to a bunch of people. Yeah, I'm trying to remember all the people. Rose, Chad, Eric. I know I'm missing people.
A lot of people.
But there was just a lot of nice people that write in all the time, and they were like, "We don't mean to bug you," and I was like, "I love getting your emails. I love getting the messages." Yeah, it was just really fun. Everyone was nice, and
there is no doubt about that. And then the amazing thing about that is, after having such a great time, it's the best time I've ever had at the State Fair. I will tell you that.
That's great.
People were so genuinely nice. They loved the fact that the show's on. So we're hanging out at the house for a couple hours, and then we go out to dinner with friends. Went out to Pittsburgh Blue out in Maple Grove.
Okay, cool.
And we go out there, Michael Bryant and his wife.
Nice.
And my buddy Dan from Nutrimost back in the old days.
Yeah.
And his paramour. That's all I can say for now,
Okay.
But no, just very, very nice. We're sitting there, and these people looked like they were between 30 and 35 years old, something like that. There were 7 of them, including a little girl. And they walked by, and the guy yells my name. Because most people don't recognize me, because I don't go on television a lot, and I don't do all that, so they don't recognize me all that much. But so they were raving about the show. They were all listeners to this show. All 6 of the adults were. The women, the men could not have been nicer. We talked and talked and talked, and one guy said something that then Fawn heard about later and repeated to Catherine, which was hilarious. So remember, one of the guys in the crowd, because they could not have been nicer. And if you guys listen, call in, please, because you were terrific. So then they said my name out loud, and then 2, 3 other tables heard it, and then they wanted to take pictures as well. So I basically Saturday just ended up taking pictures with a lot of different people, and it just... Because like I said, people don't usually recognize me in public, so I don't usually do that.
I think you have to stop saying people don't recognize you, because every day we hear about people stopping you in the streets.
Yeah, they do now. And I suppose it's the billboards.
It could be.
It was probably the billboards that did that. Because I'm just not used to it.
Mm-hmm.
I got to tell you about a funny interaction, but after you tell me the Fawn thing.
The funny thing. So a guy said this, in his regular tone. He didn't whisper it or anything like that. And he said something about Catherine. And then so Fawny found out about it, and she comes over and she goes, Bob, I'm going to go over. I'm going to go talk to Nana. I said, okay. She walks over and repeats what the guy says. And she says, Nana, are you stunningly beautiful? And just walks away.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
She thought it was very nice, though, that somebody would say that about her. Fawny thought it was really nice that somebody would say something nice like that to Nana.
Oh, that's really cute.
She was very impressed with that whole deal. But I had one of those days on Saturday where every single person that I talked to, engaged with, was very pleasant.
So, when we were waiting there for the show to start, Alive and Kickin' was on, very talented, very fun group.
They're into it.
They're into it.
They are. They're into it.
Oh, that's Alive and Kickin'. They are the elderly people that get out. Oh,
yeah,
cool.
It was super fun. Right. They were before us, but we were waiting there, and this organ donor volunteer came up and was like, "Hey, do any of you guys want to do a little video clip about organ donating?" And she asked Don Shelby and Tom Barnard, and so they're standing right there and asking, and Michael Bryant's like, "I'll do it," whatever. Went over there. And then after we were standing there, and I was like, yeah. So did you know that's Tom Barnard and Don Shelby? That's what I said to her, because we were chatting, and she was like, "What are you guys with?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm with the Tom Barnard. That's Tom Barnard Morning Show. That's Tom Barnard and that's Don Shelby." She goes, "Did I just ask them to casually do a clip?" And I was like, "Yes."
Well, we would have done a clip. Though.
I know, but it was
nice
really,
to do that.
It was just funny because, you guys just look like guys hanging out, and it was just, I don't know, kind of a surreal moment
that was
where,
great.
You tell somebody something, and they're like, she's like, we were both laughing about it because it was just funny,
No, it was wonderful.
There's like a Seinfeld story where Jerry Seinfeld, and I can't remember if it's like Larry David are walking down the street, and this guy stops Larry David. He's like, "I'm such a big fan. I love you. Here." And he hands Jerry Seinfeld
the camera.
And he's like, "Can you take our picture?" And Seinfeld's
Oh, God.
"Yeah, I guess."
Oh, that's
Like,
so
snaps
funny.
it, and they start walking away, and the guy comes running back like 3 minutes later and says, "I'm so sorry. I was so mesmerized by Larry David, I didn't even realize this was Jerry Seinfeld. I'm so sorry. Can we get a picture?" He's like, "No, you don't get a picture with me now."
No, I'm second
Was
tier.
he serious about that? He didn't take a picture with him.
There is actual footage of, I can't remember if it's Kesha or Shakira,
I think it's Kesha running up to
yes,
him.
Kesha walking up and being like, "Jerry, I'm such a big fan. Can I get a hug?" And he goes, "No." And she laughs because she thinks he
Thinks
is
it's a joke.
kidding.
No,
and
he's a prick.
Yeah, he says, "Absolutely not."
I will say this. I wouldn't assume, like, if you know anything about Jerry Seinfeld, the hug seems like a big ask.
Yeah.
He's not a pleasant person.
Yeah, like,
You ever dealt with him?
no, but, like,
Oh.
you just kind of know he's, like, a little bit on the, like, germs are a thing for him. Like,
Yeah.
I'm a hugger. I'll hug anybody. I hug all of our listeners or whoever just because, like, I get excited.
yeah,
and I
absolutely.
will hug. I'm grosser than anybody. I have a 1-year-old. Like, there's probably poop on me somewhere. But, like, I will hug people automatically. Like, that's my thing. But I wouldn't assume that Jerry Seinfeld is going to be a hugger. That's just not what I would think.
No, I suppose not. I always thought, because I did watch the show, but I thought he was the least funny person on the Seinfeld show.
Yeah.
I just thought that. The other people were tremendously funny, did a great job.
Yeah.
The billionaire, what's her name again? Oh, Dreyfus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's so funny.
She's good on that show. I heard her new movie's good. She got a new movie out. I heard it's good.
Well, and I love her in Veep.
Yeah, I was
Like,
going to say Veep is where it's
Veep
at.
is.
I've never seen that. It's good.
You would love Veep because it just leans in the hypocrisy of politics. You would literally love Veep.
Oh, could it get any worse?
It's pretty funny. Like what they, she'll sit and shake hands with people and immediately be like, "Ew, that was disgusting. Who is that person?" Like it's
like that.
so funny. You know, I hate fat people.
There you go. Typical of you. I didn't see you shake hands with one fat person at the fair. That's really nice.
I am fat person.
Oh yeah, you're just huge. There's no question about it.
No, how dare you take that? Was that was me doing a reenactment of Veep, that clip, and I'll never forgive you.
You're a disaster.
I know.
There's no getting around it. But yeah, it's just, I know I keep raving about it, but I had one hell of a weekend, and it's because of people I don't even know. You know how nice that is?
That's so cool.
Nobody bitching about this or that or the other. Until, of course, I got home and watched the news. Then the bitching was nonstop, of course.
Exactly.
But, it's, I should make this point, by the way, as long as I'm talking about. But again, to everybody who was out there at the fair, to the all 11, 12, 15, however people were at Pittsburgh Blue, they were not all together, and they could not have been nicer people. Everybody's very, very polite and very nice, which is great to see. Mm-hmm. You guys gave me a great Saturday. I was with Catherine the entire day. Had a really, really nice time. Dinner with friends that night. I hadn't seen Dan in a while. I think the world of Dan. Just a great guy. But apparently there was a new attendance record, on Friday?
Yeah, on Friday they hit a new record.
And it was 164,741.
Yes, I believe so.
We had that many people sitting watching us. What the hell's the big deal?
No big deal. It's
Who
no
cares?
big whoop. We had at least double that.
I would say at least 340,000. That's exactly.
At least.
Can you imagine 340,000 people in that state fair area?
No,
No,
I can't.
I can't imagine 164,000.
Oh, no, it's got to be unbelievably crowded.
When we were there, the attendance was 212.
It was
at the
212
fair.
on Saturday? Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, there you go, right there.
212,850.
Which is
And
100,000 more than last year.
Yeah, but it's still 10,000 away from the record. There was supposed to, if you can add 10,000 more in there.
You couldn't even move in there.
I know. On Saturday it was
That's
crazy.
amazing.
By the time we left, it was like you're like penguin walking to get
Yeah.
through.
Oh, I misread that, by the way. It was actually from last year. It was a 50% increase from last year. It's 157 last year, and it was 222,194. It was in 21. That was the first year of COVID. Is that correct? Is
Yeah.
that why everything was down so much?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it was down to like 129, but still it was 130,000 people, even with COVID. So in 2021, not bad at all. But yeah, so far they've done 106,000 on Thursday, 164,000 on Friday. Actually closer to 165,000 on Friday.
Yeah.
And then 213,000 on Saturday. But yeah, I'm telling you, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, the fair is pretty amazing. And then when you get like on a higher spot of a hill and you look down at the street and you see all the moving people. And honestly, I feel like for the most part, everyone's in a pretty good mood and chill about stuff. You just kind of get in line, and it goes relatively quickly, like all the lines. But
that amazes me that there were 50,000 more people there on Saturday than there were on Friday. But Friday was a record and Saturday wasn't.
So they do records
That's
for...
amazing.
Yeah. It's, per day. And isn't that weird? Like, why is that first Friday not a big... Because I would think that would be a huge... You wouldn't want to go the first day, and then the second day you'd end up going. But it's...
Right.
Yeah.
I suppose it also depends on what's in the grandstand that night.
Yeah,
you know,
true.
if
That's
it's already
true.
sold out for the artist, so yeah, who knows?
I feel like the state fair it's rare that it's not sold out. The grandstand,
Sure.
yeah.
I suppose that is probably true. Yeah, but I hadn't been there, what'd you say, 6 years?
Yeah,
Something
I'm
like
trying
that?
to think.
17, I think it was.
I've got pictures. I know we've took pictures.
But not one prick. I'm talking about just walking down the street, everybody we met,
Yeah,
everybody was there. Not one asshole that I ran into.
Which is crazy because, like, think about how close you are to everybody, and you could easily, like, it's a lot going on, and everybody kind of just chills and goes with the flow.
No, it was really, really nice. I got to believe in other places like Texas, you get that crowded, there might be some pushing and shoving going on, I would think.
Well, you never know either because most people have guns, so you don't have to worry about
Well,
that
that's
as much.
true. It's a very good point. No question. You sent me a story. It just says Ginger.
Oh, Ginger was at the state fair, and I was.
Oh, that Ginger, the one goes every day.
Yeah, she goes every day, and they wrote a big article up on her, and you said you wanted to read that.
Somebody asked me if they wanted to bring her over, but they never did.
No, she wasn't there that day.
Oh, she wasn't there Saturday. I see. Okay. That's why it was. Okay, enough with the care commercial. Get off my screen. I've never liked you people. You know what I'm saying? Well,
Yeah.
I did when Passolt was there. But that was about the only time.
That's the only time that
Diana Pierce, she was a sweetheart, too.
When you first said care, I thought you were talking about care.com, which is like a health thing. So when I was like, oh, you mean Care 11.
Care 11. Ginger Johnson of Apple Valley lines up beginning around 11 p.m. the night before the fair officially opens. Does it open at what, like 7 a.m.?
You know what? She told me she'd call in if we wanted her to. I'm going to send her a text and ask her to call in. Because there's so many details in the fair aspect, I would have no idea.
Yeah, I have no idea. But it says, in the years past, Care 11 has caught up with Johnson as she has stood first or second in line. She tells us has become a friendly competition among other dedicated fair goers. She got a Minnesota North Stars jersey on.
I love that.
What about the new team? No, I want the old team back.
No, thank you.
I want the Louis Nanny team back. Yeah, if we can get a hold of Ginger, that'd be great. I'd love to talk to her. We'll check on the weather quickly here, ladies and gentlemen. Fantastic state fair weather this week, followed by 90 degrees by the weekend. Today, partly sunny and warmer with an isolated afternoon shower possible. 85 degrees for the high. Tonight, clearing and cool, a low of 59. On Tuesday, early fog, then sunny with a high of 78. Wednesday, sunny and 79. Thursday, sunny and 85. Friday, sunny and 88. Beautiful for the 5 straight days. Absolutely gorgeous. There's maybe a passing shower this afternoon, but it's just going to be an isolated shower, so it's not going to be a big deal at all. Partly cloudy and 63 right now, but 85 and sunny later on today. Maybe an isolated shower. That might not even happen, though, to tell you the truth. We'll take a break, be right back, continue on talking about how great the state fair was. Got a lot of good stuff coming up this morning, as a matter of fact. On MyPillow's 20-year anniversary with over 80 million MyPillows sold, Mike Lindell and the MyPillow employees want to thank each and every one of you by giving you the lowest price in history on their MyPillows. Queen-size MyPillow's regular price is $69.98, now only $19.98. And just $10 more for king size. MyPillow's patented fill adjusts to your exact individual needs to help you get the best sleep ever. Go to MyPillow.com, click on the radio podcast square to get Mike's amazing offer on the queen size MyPillow for only $19.98. Enter promo code TOM. In addition to this special anniversary offer on the MyPillows, you'll also receive deep discounts on all MyPillow products such as bed sheets, mattress toppers, pet beds, mattresses, My Slippers, and so much more. Take advantage of the biggest sale in MyPillow's history. Go to MyPillow.com, use promo code TOM to take advantage of Mike's special offer on his MyPillow. That's MyPillow.com, promo code TOM.
When you need someone to listen, a lawyer you know and trust.
The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration says riding a bus to school is 13 times safer than riding in a passenger vehicle and 10 times safer than walking to school. The reality of school bus safety is that more children are hurt outside the bus than inside as passengers. Most of the children who lose their lives in bus-related crashes are pedestrians, 4 to 7 years old, who are hit by the bus or by motorists illegally passing a stopped school bus. Please be patient and use extra caution when driving near children and school buses. And never pass a bus when the arm is down and red lights are flashing. The children inside and their parents are counting on us. I'm Mike Bryant from Bradshaw & Bryant. I hope you're never injured in an accident, but if you are, don't sign anything until you've talked to a lawyer.
Find Bradshaw & Bryant, personal injury attorneys at minnesotapersonalinjury.com.
Seeking justice for the injured. Bradshaw and Bryant.
You need to know a guy for your auto repairs, legal issues, banking, and more. The same goes for investment advice. You need a guy to help you be successful, someone you can trust, who gets results. Well, I got a guy for you, Josh Arnold. Josh gives you straight talk, not sugar-coated advice about your financial situation. Josh has seen it all when it comes to economic and market conditions, and Josh can make sure that your retirement objectives match your investments. Do yourself a favor and call Josh now for a no-obligation, 48-minute evaluation. You've got nothing to lose, and you'll get a different point of view for your investments. Call Josh at 952-925-5608. That is 952-925-5608. You'll be glad that you did. And tell him his guy, Tom, sent you.
Investment services offered by Josh Arnold Investment Consultant, LLC, a security investment advisor. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. All investments involve risk. All comments and opinions are Josh Arnold's and do not constitute investment advice. Tom Barnard is a paid endorser.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sitting here with the host of the Tom Barnard Podcast at the State Fair. That would be, of course, Brittany.
What can I say? You
handled that very well, I would say.
Thank you. And I think it was, it's funny because they literally asked me to introduce a bunch of people I knew, and I go, this is the easiest job. Right before we got on stage, they said, Brittany, will you, or I think somebody came up to me and said, Brittany, you're introducing everybody and whatever. And I said, this is the one situation where I knew everyone for the last 10 years of my life at least.
You start off, you're looking at the stage, on the far left was Michael Bryant. Next to him was Ralph Basham. Next to him was Don Shelby. Then I sat there. Then to my left was Tevin Pittman. To his left was Reggie. Arnott. I love the fact that Catherine broke those little donuts that he gave us into 4 little pieces so all 8 dogs on our block could have a bite.
Aww.
So Reggie, she promoted your product to 8 other households.
That's really nice. Sweet.
That worked out very, very well, as a matter of fact. So, once again, I'm going to be raving about that for quite some time because you never know. You get some people. I've made appearances before in the past where people showed up and they were, chanting other call letters and bullshit. You've been through that.
And you've also been somewhere where they're whipping pennies at you.
Only when the Passolt brothers are there.
Yeah. Luckily, Passolt was out of town.
One thing I loved it when they would come out and they'd chant, hey, blah, 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 the 4 call letters.
Yeah.
I go, you can chant all you want. They're still in 7th place.
Right.
If you're going to take somebody on, you probably should know the facts, don't you think?
I mean, I think it's hilarious that people have that energy in this life to come on. I'd say thank you. Thank you for following our careers.
The one thing I will tell you is the only thing I hate more than a-holes at appearances are Italians from New Jersey. I just can't stand them. Hey! Sandy! Hey. What's up, Sandy?
What are you talking? Not too much. I remember back at the days in Golden Valley at the other place when one of the stations sent one of their guys over and he sat in the lobby. But you know what? What it told me, boy, this guy is dedicated. He'll do anything he can to help his company. And now he's selling ads for your station.
Oh, he is?
Oh, you remember when Egert did it? He was working with some others.
Oh, he's working at KWB.
Yeah, so he came over because they sent him over to try to disrupt things. Well, what did they think? He wasn't going to get out of the lobby. Is he going to march in the back and and surprise you in the studio?
Was that show called Pat and the Prick? That was the name of it, wasn't
it? It's something like that.
I think that's what it was. I'm pretty sure it was. But Sandy, it's too bad you couldn't make it to the fair on Saturday. It was
I wasn't invited. I didn't know anything about it.
How is that possible?
We literally invited you.
No, you did not.
There you go.
Invite. No.
Yeah,
when did you invite me?
We literally talked about this on Friday on air, and you said,
okay, unless someone says, hey, why don't you come?
You told me you couldn't on air.
No,
this is an Italian argument.
Rudy,
did
we talk about it or not?
Listen, I don't want to throw Bob under the bus, but there was a small conversation that was had on the air
about me going. No, not me going. About you did have a conversation about there.
No, this is not. Hey, listen.
Okay, Brittany's dreaming things again.
I'm dreaming that you weren't on this show ever.
She's rewriting history.
Jesus, after the last 90 seconds, I'm glad you didn't come to the fair. Oh, my God.
Hey.
Exactly.
Why don't you settle down in there?
You're a disaster. Sandy the disaster, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Bob Sansevere Sports is brought to you by Bradshaw and Bryant, personal injury lawyer seeking justice for the injured. Contact Bradshaw and Bryant at minnesotapersonalinjury.com. That's minnesotapersonalinjury.com. Michael Bryant, Bradshaw and Bryant, and Bob Sansevere. Well, Sandy, seriously, it was a beautiful day. Also ran into 11, 12 people at Steakhouse, Pittsburgh Blue out in Maple Grove. They all said nice things about all of you. They're very, very nice people. I couldn't believe it.
Well, good. And you know what? I saw a lot of photos from the fair, and I wept as I saw them because I wasn't part of it. But it was kind of neat to see all those.
You weren't invited. That's why.
I'm gonna kill
I wasn't invited.
Brittany never invited you.
I think she said, "Don't come. We don't want you."
That's what she said.
Something like that.
I remember it. I remember clearly.
I read between the lines.
And do you guys not remember when he talked about all the things he was doing this weekend and why he can't come on Friday?
I'm a busy guy, but had you invited, extended the invitation,
Also, it's not my job to invite you, sir.
See? Okay, now she's backing off.
No, I'm telling you, we talked about this on Friday, and you were like, I can't go, I'm busy.
Wait a minute, did you say, was the last thing, we didn't invite you, jerk? Did you just say that? That's what I heard.
I mean, you're not being a jerk.
You know what I love, though, Sandy, that you missed and you should have been there?
What?
Tevin Pittman, our buddy, my adopted son, actually, is 6'4", right?
Yeah, he's got some height to him.
He's got some height to him. Well, we invited Reggie to come up on stage because Reggie is his dog treats and his dog foods that he does it's over by the grandstand, right?
Yeah, he's at the pet pavilion.
What? Oh, that's where he is, at the pet pavilion? Okay.
Yes, he'll be there every day at the fair. It must be rough is his company.
I had Reggie stand next to Tevin. He was at least 2 inches taller than Tevin. That guy's... Sandy, you are never going to meet a nicer man than Reggie. He's just a great guy.
Yeah, awesome.
So what's the name of his company again?
Must be rough.
RUFF.
Of course. I was going to say there's no doubt you don't call it that and then go ROUGH.
No, that's not funny.
No.
You're absolutely right.
Actually, it's a great name for a company.
Yeah,
nice job, Reg.
You got to meet Reggie. I think he's going to be around quite a bit because he's just a hell of a nice man. Even keel, even tempered. He could shred us all into bits, and he's still a very sweet man. So.
Yeah. I met him at a charity thing for secondhand hounds. He was volunteering.
That's how he ended up on the show?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He was so lovely, and he was saying what a big fan he is on the Tom Barnard Show. And I go, I bet you Tom would love to have you on. Let me ask. And I asked you, and you were like, yeah, that'd be great. A guy who started his own business and saw a hole in the market and went for it. The problem, though, Bob, you do have is he makes these dog treats that look like you should eat them. And I brought them home, and I literally had to tell Justin about 14 times that these cupcakes were for the dogs.
Well, did you try one, though?
I tried. I tried the top of, like, the frosting, and it kind of had this, like, thick peanut buttery taste.
Yeah.
Wasn't bad.
I don't like peanut butter.
Oh, that's a weird...
What?
How do you even live your life?
I don't like peanut butter.
What do you mean you don't like peanut butter?
Never liked peanut butter.
Jelly,
okay.
How?
I like almonds. I like macadamia nuts. They're the only two nuts I'll eat are almonds and macadamia. I don't like nuts. I don't like fish.
I don't either, Bob.
I like.
Yeah, shellfish, I do too.
Well, yesterday we were eating pizza. Well, Bob's a weird eater. He's a very weird eater. And yesterday me and Go-Go were eating pizza, and she ate the top of it. And
my kind of gal.
And me and Priscilla immediately said, that's Bob, the way Bob Sansevere eats it. Just disgusting.
Because you could eat more cheese that way. That's the key. Why waste time with dough?
I was very scared that she has hung out with you too many times.
Bob, you're
nothing
disgusting.
Like popping a Haggis pizza in my Betty Crocker pizza maker and just devouring that cheese. They're double cheese.
What do you do with the crust then?
Reggie makes some. That's what the dogs get. I share it with my pups.
He goes,
they love it.
See, I'm just like Reggie, making homemade food. He's like slaving away at his kitchen, and you are just giving him crust and calling it a day.
It's a thing of beauty.
We give them other stuff, that sort of thing. So
I understand.
Hey, I got to mention something about your Twins.
Yes, sir.
3 or 4. Knock off the Rangers. They dropped out of the AL West lead first time since early April. Down 5-0. Come back, win in 13 innings, 7-6. But in this game, Royce Lewis had a grand slam. He helped lead the comeback. But what we saw in this game is a template for what they could do, particularly in these short series or the short series they'd have in the first round. Because after this next set of 3 against Cleveland, they could bury Cleveland. They're 6 back now. Don't lose 3 in a row and make it 3 so people get nervous. Put them away.
Right.
But the point I want to make is what they did is what they will do in the postseason. Dallas Keuchel came in relief of Bailey Ober, who gave up 5 runs in, 4 innings. He gave him 5 innings of five scoreless innings. And that's what they're going to have to do. A guy like Keuchel, some other starters, get those guys in there. If they're not one of the first 3 guys going, because we're talking a short series in the first round, that these other starters can help bridge to the closer and get rid of some of these other, as you would once use the term, hunyucks, who kill you.
I agree.
They kill you in middle relief. But this is very encouraging for the Twins that Keuchel came in and did that.
I agree with you. It's interesting, Bob. I have discovered the magic to the Twins winning maybe even the World Series.
Whoa.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
I watched the beginning of the game. The Twins went down 5-0, and I shut it off.
This has happened last week, too.
That's exactly right. I tuned back in. About an hour later, they're tied 5-5. So I said, they're tied. I'll watch it again. As soon as I start watching, Texas goes up 6-5.
Shut it off again?
I shut it off again. The Twins win it 7-6.
Well,
as soon as I left. I can't watch the games. I can't. I ruin everything.
No, you have to watch the start of the game so they can fall behind. Then you shut it off.
Yeah, there you go. They can fall behind and then catch up and win.
Yeah.
That's your deal.
You got it all figured out. Yeah, you got to figure out as well. It's the preseason. And Jaron Hall played the whole way. The Vikings will lose all three of their preseason games. No, it's kind of meaningless. And it used to be, you got to get your quarterback in. But they practice against other teams during the week. So he's getting in his reps. So that's not a problem. Do you see his fancy new goatee?
Yes.
That's a goatee, right? No, that's not a goatee. It's a Fu Manchu.
Yeah, there you go, Fu Manchu. Yep, there you go. I used to have one of those when I was a teenager.
Really?
And it was 5 different colors, so I cut it off.
Yeah, not like it. I heard his wife doesn't like it on him either. He's pretty much a clean-shaven guy. That's what he should be.
Yeah, I understand that. I understand what you're saying, Pally.
And by the way, what happened with Trey Lance, according to reports, they never were in the bidding. Because we're thinking, how the heck did they let him go to Dallas for a 4th-round pick? They could have done better, but they never even made a bid on him. So they didn't like Trey Lance. We all did, but they didn't.
I wonder why that is. Do you know? Does anybody know?
No, I certainly don't. I mean, the kid, he's worth it for a 4th-round pick. I'd say he's worth a flyer to see what he can do. And actually, he could have helped them this year as a guy you could put in to do the Wildcat because he can run.
Right.
And so I would have thought that he could be helpful in some way, but nope, they didn't make the bid. Now they got this. Jaron Hall will probably wind up on their practice squad because he's not going to make the regular roster.
I wouldn't. Yeah, I think you're probably right about that. So we got what? We're 13 days away from Game 1. 10th
roughly.
of
That's
September.
Which it's kind of odd though that well, they used to have that fourth game, and that would then the next week they'd start the season. But
yes.
this is a long gap, and I'm not crazy about it.
I agree. A 13-day rest period, I don't think I like that either. You got to get tuned up, don't you?
Yeah, you got to get tuned up, but also the fans want to see something. I mean,
yeah, absolutely.
Everybody's picking their fantasy football teams. They actually want to see their guys play.
Although you can't with the Vikings anyway because none of their starters played.
No. Oh, no. And you have to, you got to wonder how good will Madison be?
Mm-hmm.
Is he, have a mysterious injury? And, what will happen with him? And it's just, now Kareem Hunt hasn't signed anywhere yet, but they don't want to spend money on it. Nobody does on running backs.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. Yep.
Kind of a valuable position.
I don't know what to tell you, Bob.
I know.
What can I tell you?
It don't make no sense, but
That don't make no sense.
Nope. And you all whipped up about you talked a lot about Bob Barker. I thought the guy was dead already.
Who?
I didn't realize. Bob Barker.
Some great headlines out there about Bob Barker. I will tell you that,
What?
Sandy. Oh, there are things like he died just before. Well, how was that deal again? Because it's the over-under they used to play on The Price is Right. Is it over?
Yeah.
Is it under? All that whole deal.
Yeah.
And apparently he literally died at 99, just under that 100 mark.
Oh, that's kind of amazing.
I'll find this story while you guys are talking.
Yeah, because the Price is Right rule is you can't go over. So if somebody would guess
exactly.
100, they would have been wrong. That's so funny.
And I thought it was pretty clever. I really did. I thought it was very, very clever. But
So how old would he have been in his 80s when he had that great scene with Adam Sandler where he kicked his ass?
oh, that was fantastic.
He had to be pretty close to it.
I would think you're probably right about that, Sandy.
Yeah, that was wonderful to see. And I'll tell you what, I mean, we've seen shots of him when there is an age when you get to that age, for the next 20 years, you'll look no different.
Remember what he said when he whipped his ass, by the way?
What? No.
The price is wrong, bitch.
Oh, yeah.
It's
to get him to
so
say that
good.
is phenomenal.
To get Bob Barker to say that must have taken some talking, I would imagine.
Especially,
but you could tell he loved it.
Especially because, Happy Gilmore, Happy thinks he's going to just kick his ass because he's this old man and he just gets so pissed and he goes to just tackle Bob Barker, and then Bob Barker ends up just kicking Adam Sandler's ass. It was so funny.
That was a good show, actually. That movie was pretty good. Not a great movie, but I enjoyed it.
The plot has a lot of holes in it, but you
Yes.
never care.
Right.
Because it's just so fun.
This movie is almost 30 years old.
Is it really?
1996.
Jesus. Here's the line, Bob. Bob Barker came as close as he could to 100 without going over. That's the headline.
That's the headline?
Yes.
Oh, boy. Okay.
There's a headline writer having fun with somebody's death.
What the hell? He's 100. He lived a long one, man.
Yeah.
No way any of us are going to make to 100. Not a chance.
Well, Barker would have been, in his early 70s when this was made. He wasn't that old at all.
No, not comparatively. He could run for president because everybody else is about 100 in that group, aren't they?
I think he was preparing a bid just before he cacked.
Before he cacked. Honest to
He was
God.
thinking of it.
Oh, what a world. So what else you got, Sandy?
Just quickly, I would have voted for him over the other two.
I would have to agree with you. I got no dog in this fight right now. I don't know what the hell to tell you. I don't know what they're going to do. I really don't.
I think it'll play itself out. I don't think. I would be assured in my mind that only if anything, only one of them will be there to run. Both of them will not run.
Well,
Something
Adam,
will happen.
You saw that Gavin Newsome now is going to debate DeSantis. You saw that, right?
Why?
Because
they're both trying to raise their profile?
I think Gavin Newsome thinks, hey, they're going to realize within the next year and a half that Joe Biden cannot do this job any longer. Not that he ever could, actually. But he's going to be there waiting in the wings in case they give Joe the hook, because the chant right now is we cannot possibly let Kamala Harris be president.
No, but what's interesting about Newsom,
That's
he's
their
never
argument.
been challenged by the media to really
No.
he's never been put on the spot. And DeSantis gets stuff hurled at him all the time.
Right.
And I know he's been working with debate coaches, so I don't know what that means.
Gavin Newsom is such a dolt.
He really is.
Why?
I agree.
Please, anybody else? He ruined California.
Yeah, he
decimated it.
He did.
And gets to just walk on by. And when he was the mayor of Los Angeles had more homelessness, more traffic, more problems than anything. So what do? We make him the governor of the state. We keep moving him up the rank, and nobody ever holds this guy's feet to the fire. Even Bob said that the mainstream media doesn't hold this guy accountable, and he's got great hair and a good smile, and that's why he gets elected, and he is an idiot.
Well, he's a billionaire, too.
He's such a dum-dum.
Or his family are billionaires, I guess. I don't know if he is, but his family are billionaires.
Yeah, his dad was like a lawyer for like an oil company or something, wasn't he?
Right.
But he makes it sound like growing up, it's rough times. I know what it's like to be a part of the everyday man out there trying to work. I know what it's like to have 2 or 3 jobs. It's like, piss off. You're such an idiot. That guy is an idiot.
His dad wouldn't buy him that Atari when he was a kid.
Yeah.
Which was heartbreaking because he asked for it.
The 2600, I mean... I kind of agree with it. 2600 was pretty amazing. But nonetheless, that guy is still an idiot. And the fact that he wants to be president, if you think Biden is a moron, that guy isn't. It's awful. Please don't let him in office.
Who we got? Seriously, I just, while you guys were talking, I was thinking, I got nobody right now to vote for. No one. I mean, there are a couple of people maybe waiting in the wings. Because I didn't watch that debate. I don't know anything about that. We've had Ramaswamy on the Family Podcast a couple of times over the last couple of years. I haven't talked to him, I think, I don't know, maybe about a year or two, something like that. But he used to come on once in a while. Seemed like a very pleasant man.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't right now. I don't know who the hell I'd vote for. I have no idea.
Well, I mean, I think a ticket, and it doesn't matter who's at the top, but I think their best shot would be like a Tim Scott, Nikki Haley ticket.
Yeah, maybe.
For the Republicans. Because they're
be.
both competent. There's no question about that.
And who would Gavin Newsom pick as a vice president? Who do you think that would be? Has to be somebody from the East Coast, I'm assuming.
Oh my God, he could get a 7th grader to be his running mate, and as long as they could write in cursive, they'd have more ability to run the country than Gavin Newsom.
Nobody can write in cursive anymore, so that's out.
Yeah,
that doesn't happen anymore.
Well, all these men are old enough. They were there with the invention of cursive, so they should be just fine.
They wrote with a quill, okay?
Yeah, they'll be fine.
Yes.
Well, here's the question about Gavin Newsom: would he pick someone who is also, got the look, or will he want someone much uglier because his vanity wouldn't allow someone good-looking to be his running mate?
Oh, he does like to pose. There's no doubt about it. But they all love to pose, don't they?
But the guy, I would say he is a good-looking guy. But so was Mitt Romney. That didn't do much for him.
No, you're right. And how about that scowl that Donnie Trump gave us with his mug shot? He's scowling at the camera.
He made like $7 million off of like coffee cups and T-shirts.
Yes.
That scowl.
It's all about money, Bob. The whole thing.
Yeah.
That's why Gavin Newsom wants to run, because he's already a billionaire. His family are billionaires. It's all about the money. Everything is about money now. It's disgusting.
Well, and I think I asked this a week or so ago. People that go in, they don't have, they're not millionaires when they go in, but after a few years in as a senator or a House, a representative, they're millionaires all of a sudden. Where does it come from?
Barack Obama's a billionaire now. I mean, he had no money at all when he ran for the United States Senate. Where, in Illinois, I think it was? I think that's where it was. And now the guy's sold about 8 billion books, and he's just loaded. Doesn't he own like 3 houses that add up to about 75,000 square feet?
Oh, my God. Well, what's it now? I don't remember. I know what she looks like. I don't remember the actress's name, but he got into office the first time because she had this vicious divorce. And the guy that she divorced was a shoo-in for the seat.
Oh.
I think it was the congressional seat. Do you remember who I'm talking about?
No.
I can't remember her name. But she was an act. I mean, she's been in a number of different types of TV shows and movies, but that's really what launched this career. The opening made because their divorce was so brutal.
I know you only got 1 minute, Bob, but I just want to make one more point about it being all about money.
Yeah.
Did you guys see that story yesterday on Costco and Walmart?
What?
You know that combined Costco and Walmart in one day makes $2.3 billion.
Oh, my God.
That's more than I make in a year.
In a year, for Christ's sake. $2.3 billion a day, 7 days a week. That is unbelievable. Think about that.
That's wild.
Well, Sam Walton is one guy who invented the idea, and then Costco came along and followed him up, and they're crushing everybody now. It's amazing.
Well, doesn't he have like 7 kids and they're all billionaires?
Yes.
Sam Walton.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Indeed, he does. Yeah, it's amazing.
I'll give you the line that my aunt always likes to give. Yeah, but is that gross or net?
Well, we live in America. Let's assume it's net.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. 2.3 billion, it doesn't matter if it's gross or net. Yeah, but is it gross or net? Who cares? Yeah, still a lot of money.
Think about it, though. At this tax rate, they're only going to walk away with about $1.6 billion every day.
How do they make ends meet?
Although billionaires don't pay taxes.
Of course not.
So,
And, very quickly, it was an actress named Jerry Ryan, and she was married to John Ryan. It was for the Senate seat, the 2004 campaign, where he was, he was in great shape to win.
Oh, really?
And then the divorce documents were leaked or got out. They were unsealed.
I'll close with this, Bob. I know you got to go, but I'll close with this. Yesterday, Catherine and I have been together for 42 years, been married for 39 years. We found out yesterday that acquaintances, not really friends, but acquaintances are getting divorced.
Yeah.
And Catherine's driving us home. I'm sitting in the passenger seat, and I said, God, isn't it great? We never even thought about getting divorced. And she just stared at me.
Maybe you never thought about
it. Exactly.
We.
That's exactly right.
We.
Oh, what do you mean we?
Are we in
What are you
France?
talking about this we? Yeah, we. Absolutely.
Make you want to drive off the road.
Who was it on the queue that literally tried to say we? And remember what they said?
No.
I can't remember who it was, though. But he wanted to be, they were talking like a friend. We're all going, oh, hey, how are you doing today? How's everything? And he goes, oh, oink, oink. Oink, oink.
Oink.
Where the hell do you get oink, oink out of O-U-I?
And then you find yourself having to clarify that this person's not an idiot, not attacking your French audience. Like, oink, oink. Like,
no,
what?
He thought it was oink, oink.
That's wee all the way home. I bet that's it.
Oh, I bet it. Yeah, 3 little piggies.
All the way, because we do that to go-go.
Yeah.
And I bet you that was like some sort of weird brain thing that he switched
you're
up.
right. Good catch.
Thank you.
I like that. Oh, God, I just had to be nice to Brittany. This is painful.
It is hard to be nice to me.
I don't know how you can do it.
Sandy, you should have seen her hosting that show out at the fair, man. She was
great.
She was phenomenal.
Oh, you guys stop. Don't be nice to me. It makes me feel weird. Seriously.
Well, I meant fantastic for you.
For me.
That's a whole different kettle of fish, But no, she did it. She did a great job. She stood up there, introduced everybody, didn't forget anyone's name.
The bar is very low, and I appreciate it.
She held the microphone the right way?
Microphone.
Barely.
Yeah.
I forgot to tell you guys, we have to give Chris Egert a hard time. During the broadcast, I was like, Pat, our digital guy, I was like, Pat, should I go try and steal the cardboard cutout of Chris Egert to put behind us?
Love it.
And he's like, yeah, that'd be so fun. So I snuck out, went to the KSTP building, and I tried to. He doesn't have one.
What?
All the other people have one. I bet you someone stole his.
I bet somebody stole it.
Well,
just like the Sandy one we used to have at the queue.
Right?
Somebody stole it.
I'm sure you had a Sandy one.
Yeah.
We had a picture of you taking a dump on the front lawn. I remember that.
That never happened.
Yeah, the hell
My
it
God.
didn't. It did happen.
I do anything to help the thing, and I made believe.
Oh,
I didn't even drop my trowel. I made believe I did. And I'll tell you, if I did, I'd say it, because that doesn't embarrass me.
Nothing embarrasses you, Bob.
Yeah.
Although, it was the same week that the newspaper won a Pulitzer, and I was part of that investigative team that helped them win that Pulitzer.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the same week that I did the foul poop on the lawn. It was a hell of a week.
It was a big time for you, Bob. We were all pulling for you.
I got to tell you one thing before we depart.
Yes,
about the oink oink.
Yes.
I worked with a guy who clearly did not know the expression, so his lead, and it got through the editor.
Oh, no.
It's a dog world.
Doggy dog.
Doggy dog.
Not
people
dog
think,
eat dog.
People think it's doggy dog world.
What does doggy dog mean?
I don't even know, because my dogs are spoiled to no end. So if it's a doggy dog world, I would like to live in it.
There really are people who believe that's what other than this guy.
I've heard it a million times. People
Really?
say it's a dog-eat-dog world. And I go, do you mean dog eat? I don't even correct anybody, to be honest.
Why bother?
Why bother? Let them live in the dog. I want to live in a dog-eat-dog world.
And I told you, again, I'm not going to, this is the last one I'll give. Kurt Brown, who I used to work with, he wrote a story about, football was like a hot potato because it's fumbling all over. The guy did not like the cliche, a hot potato, the vile vegetable. He called the hot potato, changed it to the vile vegetable.
The vile vegetable.
It made no sense.
Made no
He
sense.
didn't want to go with hot potato.
I have a question for you. Who thinks that potatoes are vile?
I mean, at worst,
What?
they're neutral. At worst, they're neutral.
Yeah. Who the hell doesn't like a potato once in a while, whether it's fried or hash browns or baked or what?
You put a little garlic in there with butter. Oh, my God.
You're good to go, Bob.
And cheese. All right, I'm going.
All right, thanks,
All right.
Annie.
See you, buddy.
guys.
Bye.
What the hell was that? I got to go.
Because he said you're good to go, and you meant...
I don't mean good to go.
No, I know. That's why I just watched that interaction, and I was like, oh, because you were like, yeah, and you're good to go. You were trying to say, like, potatoes, and Bob took it as you're good to leave.
Get off my show
Which is
right
so
now.
funny, because we were just talking, that last segment was about misunderstandings.
Yes, and then he does.
And he literally...
Colloquialisms.
Thank
That was
you.
good. Very good.
Thank you. And so it was just funny that, like, that was his... Oh, that kills me.
Unbelievable.
Loved. Classic.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bob Sansevere Sports, sponsored by Bradshaw and Bryant Personal Injury Lawyers. Michael Bryant, Bradshaw and Bryant, bringing you Blib Sansablala. Let's call him Blib from now on, just for the hell of it.
Good to go. Up, I'll see myself out.
Oh, God, you're right. I got to go.
I better get out of here. What the hell?
What a lame brain.
I love him.
That's all I have to... Don't you just love Bob?
I love Bob, even though I definitely did invite him on air to the show, and then he went and told us about how busy he was all weekend.
Yeah, okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll take a break. Be right back. Kristyn Burtt will join us right after this. I'm sure glad the miserable heat dome is now behind us, and that is a fact. Fall may just be the best part of summer, as you know. Along with the cooler, shorter fall days, it's one of the best times in Minnesota for landscape plantings. ProTurf did my landscape this spring, did a phenomenal job. We did this step deal. You've been to our house.
Yeah.
You know that hill, just if you look at the front of the house, you go to the left?
Yeah.
If it rained a little bit, you walked in that grass, you ended up falling in your ass every time.
That's not the one you want.
So they set down these. They did a wonderful job.
That's awesome.
And I wouldn't say it if they didn't. I will tell you that. Yes, ProTurf did my landscape this spring. Rick had some great ideas for my yard, and they can do the same for yours, believe me. A good fall established planting is much more likely to survive a summer drought than the following year. That's good. A ProTurf certified landscape designer can help you design a landscape that not only looks nice, but will also increase the value of your home, which is always a good thing. Fall's not only a great time to plant, but also a great time for hardscape patios, walkways, retaining walls. ProTurf is a Minnesota original, family-owned business since 1982, as a matter of fact. 41 years serving Minnesota. We care for lawns, landscapes, and irrigation systems where we live. If the weeds in your lawn are out of control, fall is the best time to get a head start for next year. Let them put together a 3 to 5 step program that is safe, effective, and guarantees results. If you want the best landscape on the block, ProTurf is ready to give you your free landscape or lawn estimate and analysis. Visit www.professionalturf.com. That's professionalturf.com. Click estimates for lawn care, landscaping, or schedule an irrigation service visit. I'm here talking with my friends Michael Bilski and Brad Huckle of North American Banking Company. Guys, it seems like banking has changed quite a bit since you first opened your doors in 1998.
Yes and no. In 98, we didn't have online and mobile banking like we do today. Many banking processes have also changed. One thing that hasn't changed is we still provide a true community bank experience right here in the Twin Cities.
Our team takes the time to get to know our customers and their goals. This creates a relationship that is unique in banking today and one our customers appreciate. It's why we like to say we provide a better banking experience.
You're absolutely right, Brad. I've been a customer for a long time. The service your team provides is phenomenal.
Thanks, Tommy.
So why not bank with my banker, North American Banking Company, a better banking experience, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Hi, this is Tommy B. My friends at Niemeyer Trailer Sales at their Albertville location off Interstate 94 would like to extend a special offer going on now through the Minnesota State Fair. Along with everything you can buy on a stick at the Great Minnesota Sweat Together, you should have some cool incentives with a State Fair deal when you purchase an RV from Niemeyer's Albertville location. How's this sound? Receive a free exterior ceramic coat and NanoCure interior treatment. These coatings provide a durable, long-lasting shield against dirt, water, and UV rays, and basically extend the life of your RV to keep it looking newer and lasting longer. It's a $2,000 value, free with purchase if you get an RV from Niemeyer's by September 5th in Albertville only. Plus great deals on their campers at both Albertville and Elko New Market, now through the end of State Fair. Take your passion on the road with Niemeyer Trailer Sales and see my guys and gals at Niemeyer's and look at what they got at Niemeyers.com. That's Niemeyers.com, Niemeyers.com. Your State Fair deals end on September 5th. Oh, and tell them Tommy sent you. We are back, ladies and gentlemen, 7:57, now 3 minutes till 8 o'clock. Kristyn Burtt joins us from Los Angeles, California, where she's going to lose her governor who wants to be president more than anybody on earth.
I was laughing because he's such a soap opera, and I'm like, I don't know how that plays out. I don't know if everyone knows the story, but while he was mayor of San Francisco and separated from his wife, Kimberly Guilfoyle, who is now currently engaged to Donald Trump Jr. Like, you can't make any of this up.
No.
He had an affair with his best friend's wife, and the two of them were off, like, snorting coke and having sex, like, in the mayor's, office on the desk. And it triggered a divorce from his best friend from the wife that he was having the affair with. So I was like, what a story to have to come out and talk about.
So was he going to pull a Donald Trump and go, yes, and I actually grabbed her pubic area, only he didn't say pubic area.
No, he did not.
He did not, no.
He did not.
But, I mean, obviously, Newsom's happily married now with 4 kids, but...
Oh, happily married. That's your opinion.
That is a very juicy tale from his past.
Well, that guy's such an idiot. He's the governor of California, and then when he's on NPR one day, they say, "What do you say about all these people that are moving out of California to go to Texas, to go to Washington State, to go to Oregon, to go to anywhere else that has low taxes and livable wages?" And he's like, "Where else are you going to go? We got all the beat." And then he told a story about how friends of his had moved to Oregon. He's like, they're doing great up there. They're doing just fine. So your example of people who are moving out of California because it sucks are people who move somewhere else and are thriving.
Yeah,
that's your example. What, that guy? I don't get it. I don't know why. Kristyn, who are the idiots who put that guy in the office?
Well, we triggered a recall last year, and we still voted and kept him in office. So it's been quite a ride with him.
Is he the one, and I know it wasn't single-handed, no question, but is he the one that destroyed San Francisco as a city by allowing all this bullshit to go on?
No, honestly, this has been... Really, it's been like the last, I would say, 4 or 5 years that really have been...
Just breaks my heart.
Yeah, I mean, but we've had the same thing here in Los Angeles, and it's been, listen, it's a long road back. That's the issue. It's like it happened quickly, and I think that the pandemic accelerated the homeless issue. A lot of states also send a lot of their unhoused people to our state.
Of course.
So that, besides great weather, we also offer services that other states do not, and it creates a crisis. And Karen Bass is our mayor, and she's telling us that she is convinced that she's going to help solve that crisis. I will say that some areas have gotten better as they've moved some of the unhoused to temporary housing at least, but you have to come up with permanent solutions.
I am telling you, Kristyn, Catherine and I used to go almost every year, if not every other year, all the way through when we had children, and as little children, we'd go to San Francisco, spend a couple of days there at the Fairmont, loved it. The whole city we just loved. And then we'd, of course, hop in a car and drive over to Truckee and go into a different area and go to the vineyards. It was, oh my God, it was wonderful.
Well, there are still wonderful areas of California. I mean, you can go up to Napa and Sonoma. It's amazing. San Diego's amazing. Palm Springs is amazing. I mean, you go all the way up to the Redwoods. It's gorgeous.
It is indeed. Well, the same thing with Los Angeles. There's another great memory for me. When I walked into Capitol Records, that tower, I'd gotten a job working for them. I was, I think, 27, 26 years old, something like that. Excuse me. I think I was 26 when I got that job. but I can't remember exactly. But to walk into Capitol Records Tower and stand up there on the 8th floor at Bruce Wendell's office and look out and go, what the hell am I doing in Hollywood? It was very, very cool just to go, I'm in Hollywood, for God's sake.
I bet that was surreal.
It was unbelievable. And then they took me down to that great recording studio that's on the first floor. You know about that one, right? Oh,
Frank Sinatra had his like golden microphone there.
Dean Martin recorded there. They all did.
I think there's one thing that Los Angeles and not Hollywood per se. Capitol Records building is probably one of the most iconic buildings in that area.
Oh, yeah.
But when you have that Hollywood moment, it's very hard to explain when you're not from California. But the first year I stepped on the Oscars red carpet, I almost cried my lashes off because it was so. It's unreal to grow up and see it there your whole life, and then all of a sudden you're like, how did I get here? And it's exciting.
Yep.
I know. It feels weird, though, because most of California, and don't get me wrong, there are great parts, but a good chunk of it at some point was thriving, and it was glamorous. And for some reason, they just let it all completely just shift off into the wayside. And it's like when people go on vacation, they take a road trip, and they're like, we finally stopped at an In-N-Out burger. It was the best moment of my life. It's like that. You should maybe aspire to bigger things.
Try harder.
Try harder sometimes.
It's because of TikTok. TikTok, creates these viral moments, and then people have to go to this restaurant, have to stop at this location. It happens in every city.
Yeah. Well, I will tell you, when we used to go out to Vegas to do the Q morning show from out there, everybody wanted to go to In-N-Out Burger. They all wanted to go there. There's no doubt about it.
And the fries are mediocre. I think the burgers are really good, but the fries are pretty mediocre.
What makes the burgers so good, Kristyn? What's the thing?
They source their own meat. So it's not like they're buying from they have their own ranches and everything. It's a family-owned business. So the meat tastes really fresh. It's not frozen or anything else like that. And there's a quality difference that you see.
Mm-hmm. And do you like the consistency of it then? Because if they source their own meat, it's always...
Yes.
Okay.
And that's why they're not franchised all across the country. They have to find a ranch, buy the ranch, source the meat, and then build the franchise. They are now in Texas, and so that's why you've seen them there. And I think they're starting to move slowly east, but it's a slow process.
So I'm not big on fast food hamburgers. They're okay.
Yeah, once in a while we'll get, I don't even know if the last time we got it, probably 2 years ago, but Culver's. Mm-hmm. We like the Culver's burger, but then if we're going to get a burger, we like Lion's Tap.
Lion's Tap is phenomenal.
I don't know what they do to those burgers,
great.
But it's so good.
They use real lion. That's what it is.
There you go.
Which I'm shocked at how cheap they are.
Yeah.
But PETA hasn't gotten after them yet.
Not yet, no.
But they're not smart lions, which is fine.
Yeah.
They're the dumb ones that can get caught.
The dumb ones in the wild, not the ones we train to ride a ball at the circus or anything.
Those actually are pretty intelligent.
Yeah.
Another thing I did always when we went down to Lion's Tap, we'd always go into Shakopee. I love Shakopee.
I love Shakopee. That's one of my
great town.
I have this weird obsession with, especially in winter, I like driving over that bridge at night. That's about 5 minutes from our house. And I like it because it kind of has a creepy, eerie feel because it's not a full river. It's like a marshy, kind of spooky feel, and I like that.
Why did they add the O to that word, by the way? Shakopee.
You think it should be Shakopee?
It's Shakopee.
Shakopee?
Is how you pronounce that.
Oh, why did they spelled it the way that you should spell it, but you're saying we add the O in the word?
Yeah. No, there's no O. It's Shakopee. It was the chief of the tribe down there for years. That's where the word came from, but they changed it, and I don't know why they did.
Oh.
Well, you know how a rapper nowadays will use they'll use some music from the 70s, but they change out 1 or 2 notes so they don't have to pay any sort of royalties.
Oh, sure.
That's probably what it is.
Probably is. They don't have to pay royalties.
Yeah.
It's Shakopee.
Yeah, exactly.
Paying royalties, baby. Yep, there was Shakopee and Little Shakopee. That's where Little Six came from.
Yeah.
6. Shakopee means 6.
And this is all new to me.
See, all you do is learn.
History lesson.
Look at that.
Exactly. But it's always annoyed me.
Morning.
I got to ask you guys a question. Do any of the three of you walk distances or run?
I run. Yeah.
I thought you did. You walk. Oh, I have a question for you. And I do need help with this because I've noticed Because I walk at about a 3.7 mile an hour pace.
That's like 15-minute mile?
Yeah, just short of it.
Yeah.
Just short of it, somewhere in there.
3.5 is 15-minute mile, that's why.
No, 4 miles an hour is a 15-minute mile.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. Thank you.
It's like Shakopee. Same thing.
Same thing.
Anyway, I don't understand this because I have a brand new watch that
Yeah.
my wife bought me. It's magnificent, wonderful. But if I walk at that pace, 3.7 miles, I burn about 20, for the day I'm talking about. At the end of the day, I burn about 2,900 calories. Okay? That's at 3.7 miles. If I go to 5.5 miles, which, is not quite twice as much, but almost, I then burn about 3,050 calories. How could I only burn another 150 calories by adding more than 2 miles to my walk?
Isn't that wild?
How does that work?
Well, when you start finding out the differences, so I like running. I enjoy it.
Yeah, I like walking, I'll tell you. Nice brisk pace.
There are way more benefits compared to the negatives that you can get from walking at a good brisk pace than running because your body does hit a certain point.
It does, yeah.
Where the calorie deficit isn't going to exceed. It has a stopping point. And I don't know if your watch is pretty advanced. I wonder if it configures that in.
It's just weird that if I go 3.5 miles, I do 2,900. If I go 5.5 miles, I go, 3,025. It's like, what?
And then you also have to keep in mind the baseline heart rate, right? You getting your heart rate up is a whole thing, and then keeping it there is easier than, that's what I'm saying. So there's things with calorie burn. It can be very annoying.
And the calorie burn are really inaccurate too. You use the ones.
It's really inaccurate.
Like that. Yeah.
You're right.
Because it's so varied with people height and weight and whether you're using actual weights with your workout too, that changes that, and that can't be measured.
I just thought of something you just reminded me. I have a friend, scam artist, son of a bitch that he is. I love the guy, but I always go, Jesus, you burn all these damn calories. We're going the same pace, running, walking, doing whatever. I'm a lot bigger than you are, and you burn more calories than I do. How is that possible? We're shoulder to shoulder. I found out later when he entered his stats into the phone, put his weight in at 400.
Yeah.
You cheating son of a bitch.
So I used to be
God. I weighed about 210 maybe.
I used to be so insecure when I was in my early 20s about putting my weight in that I would just put in 100, and I haven't been 100 pounds. I don't even think since the day I was
cheated yourself
born.
out of burn.
So I would cheat myself out of all these calories. I didn't even realize it, but I could not. I would not put in my actual weight. I'd be too someone will see it. No, I don't care.
Oh, it works out in the end. But I don't know why. So why do you think it is that you can go for an hour and burn 2,900 calories, but if you go an hour and a half, you only burn another 125? That makes no sense.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's weird.
I don't know. The only example I can use is the gas tank when they say the top half of your tank can get you 400 miles, but the bottom part of your tank, the second half of your tank only gets you 250. It's well, I thought it would just be half. Would it not be half?
Why wouldn't it be half?
Why wouldn't it be half? But they're no, the bottom part of the tank holds more. I can't remember how it all works out, but yeah, I don't know. Bodies are weird like that. It's strange. Yep. And I know everybody says you should probably eat wheat bread over white bread. And that's the biggest example. Your body doesn't care. It just looks at it and goes, we're going to break this down like a carbohydrate, or we're going to break it down like a protein. It's one or the other. That's really it.
Our fat, our sugar.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. There are some silly things. And I guess it just depends what is your goal. So for me, running involves my kiddo, my dogs, and I get a break mentally, and that's my goal.
Yeah.
But if it's a calorie, if I'm trying to do hardcore working out or changing my body, I should be lifting weights. I should be doing all these other things.
Yeah, well.
But my goal is to go on a run. So you're right. It all depends what your goal is.
It's all true. That's all we do is help people on the show. You ever notice that?
We
educate.
Are a walking, breathing PSA. You're
That's all
welcome.
it is. There's no question about it. So, but I thought you guys, I thought you guys had talked about running and walking and all that stuff before. That's why I thought I would ask you. It's why does that happen?
I got really pissed because remember when I was doing that walking challenge that I was obsessed with?
Yes.
I would go out and run 5 miles, and get half as many steps as somebody walking 2.
I know.
Like
longer strides. Sister.
Yeah.
And the arbitrary 10K steps that they tell us. The benefits, again, I think the benefits right around like 7,500, 75 and above.
See, I guess I'm lucky because I have short legs.
Yeah, for in a long torso.
I have very long arms and very short legs.
Yeah.
That's true. How the hell can you have 37-inch arms and a 31-inch inseam? What the hell? That's very monkey-like.
They say God doesn't make mistakes, but I have to.
In your case, Tom.
What sport does that make you good at?
A great question.
Weightlifting.
Oh,
was
yeah.
phenomenal.
Okay.
Low center of gravity. I can see that.
Yeah, you could be an Olympian.
Although no, I couldn't. And you want to know why? Because back in my day, before the steroid era, if you could bench 300 pounds, you were very strong. Okay? Now, the benching's harder for me because I have very long arms, but I could bench 300 pounds. You know what the world record is now in bench press? 1150.
Ooh.
Dang.
It's like almost 4 times as much.
I couldn't even lift that up. I'd fall over backwards.
I'll just pick up cars as you walk down the street and just, I'll just press them over my head. Yeah, 1150. There you go.
Crazy.
No steroids involved there, I wouldn't imagine.
No, of course not. It's never the guy who does that is like, you must be like a super clean, nice haircut, probably clean shaven. No, it's always a dude with a mohawk and a 4-foot beard and tattoos all the way up his neck, and he's just as wide as he is tall. And that's the guy who always puts it up.
Oh, yeah. No, that's exactly right. You're absolutely right about it. Oh, I know, Kristyn, you only got a few minutes left, but I did want to mention to you, I saw the latest episode of Lioness. For us, we just finished episode 4 last night.
Mm-hmm.
I love that show so much because she caught, Zoe Saldana caught a guy roofying a woman. She punched him in the nuts about 10 times.
Dang.
So he's a little badass.
Yeah, it was like a Mike Tyson speed bag.
Honest to God. It's like
He's a small but mighty one.
He deserved it. Oh, that's all I got to say. You want to roofie women, you get punched in the wiener. That's just how it is.
That's so common, too. I hate to say
That's what I've heard.
And it's interesting because everyone's going back to school, back to college, and the PSAs are out there. Like, women, watch your drinks. Do not leave them unattended.
I have a question for you. Why would men like that? A woman just lying there without moving. Why don't you just strip a pillow or something? What's the difference?
Yeah.
It's a power situation.
It is power. It's got nothing to do with sex. It's power. You're absolutely right.
Again, and we always have to be so thankful we don't get it.
Yeah.
Like, if you're like, I can
true.
see the benefits, I'd be like,
there's a great idea.
Tom, can you do me a favor? Can you say again, if you roofie women, you get punched in the wiener?
No, they're going to make a bit out of it, and
No,
I'll
I'm
look
not.
bad.
No,
why is that
Here
bad?
we go.
That's
Why is that
not.
a bad?
Because he'll twist it around.
No, I won't. I swear to God. I feel like this.
I
that's
swear to God.
That's a
Wait,
great
let me hit the
PSA.
record button.
First off, Kristyn, what are you talking about?
Pete Davidson has a big dick.
See, there you go.
No, I just
I
wanted.
don't know what I said.
No, I just wanted to give the more you know.
The more you know,
See?
ladies and gentlemen.
That's all.
And it'll change to the moron you know.
No.
That'll already be changed.
oh, you are.
I guarantee it.
I mean-
I've been around radio my whole life. I understand where a bit is.
That's not a bit.
Not going to happen. No way.
I mean, it's better than Rudy walking around claiming that I hate fat people just because I was doing a. No, I hate
It's pretty-
fat people.
I heard you avoided them all at the fair, Britt.
Kristyn, I will come for you so hard.
That didn't sound
That
good.
was the rumor I heard a couple hours ago.
You should have
Whoa.
seen us at the fair, man. Me and Gogo, we were eating these like cronuts. They're like croissants,
cronut.
donuts, and then they had like hazelnut filling. Like,
Ooh.
oh.
Cronuts
Delicious.
started in New York. They
Yeah.
are a
Cronuts?
massive delight.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
You should come in for
Did
the fair
anyone
next
have the
year.
dill pickle lemonade for me?
I did not. I think like a little bit of dill is pretty great, but I don't think I could do full lemonade. Everyone's.
I was watching on TikTok all weekend. People drink dill pickle lemonade, and I was a little jealous.
What were they saying?
Terrible.
They were saying it was good.
I heard the dill pickle pizza's pretty good.
I would like that as well. Anything dill, I am all in.
Who makes that?
I'd have to check. But I'm going Thursday, and it's my like eating day, so I will try to get some. I will try to indulge in one pickle item.
Okay. I'd love it for I know you're going to do the pizza, but I was like, if someone in your group can do the lemonade, that would be fabulous.
Okay, I'll see what I can do. Well, I probably will make it happen if you ask, so I will probably make it happen. Here I am just drinking it like, Kristyn.
I know, you're like, ew. And I just want to say that, like, the photos were great, but I was laughing at the thread on Facebook because everyone's like, go. Nobody's like, Tom, or like, hey, Britt. It's like, go.
Because
Go-Go's phenomenal.
The amazing photo of you and Don Shelby. I love this photo so much. I, will get it framed. It's you and Don Shelby, and accidentally Go-Go's in her little stroller behind you, just mean mugging you both as you cuddle.
What are you doing?
It's pretty good.
She kept looking at me like, what the hell is your deal?
I mean, it's like the most iconic photo.
That is a great photo.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there's Go-Go in the background looking at us like, what the hell's wrong with you guys?
Photo bombing it all.
Kristyn, next year you got to come. It was so fun. It would be great to have you.
Yes. Maybe next year it would happen.
You know what I love about that photo, and I really do love it about that, is because, people, Barnard's so conservative. Don Shelby might be the most liberal human being I've ever met, and I adore that man. So how is that possible?
You guys are cute.
How people can't cross lines, but apparently I can go from being a far righty to loving a guy who's a far lefty. I'm the only one that can do that, apparently. That makes no sense. It's a gift. But no, you should come next year. You should come to the fair.
I will do my best.
You gonna bring your dildo or whatever it is?
Wait,
I didn't mean it that way. I meant money for whoops. That didn't come out right.
Has anyone called me?
So not like Tom.
Dill money. Where are we gonna get dill money?
Dill money.
Is what I want.
You were worried about a drop.
Whoops.
You were worried about a
That's just great. There it is. There's the drop he wanted right
and it's
there.
so funny coming from Tom.
You should have seen the look on your face.
All of us were like,
whoa.
Did I just hear that right?
As soon as I said it, I went, oh, that's not what I meant at all.
Not what you meant.
Dill money.
Maybe a pickle sponsor.
Dill dough, get it? Your dill. Now I get what you were saying. The dough for your dill.
The dough for your dill. Dill money, dill
I'm now
dough.
going to get sponsored by a dildo company, but thank you.
Probably.
You would be so lucky because that's not a bad situation.
Christ, I have to go home.
Yeah, a dill-scented dildo. That's for Kristyn. Absolutely.
You're going to bring that money, that dough. Oh, that's so funny. You're right. And that's so unlike Tom to just be crude out of nowhere to be like, are you going to bring your dildo? And so we're all like, what?
As soon as I said it, the look on your face, Kristyn, was like, and why is she looking? Oh, because I just said something I didn't mean.
Oh, that might be the funniest thing that's happened to me ever.
Where are we going to get dildo? Yeah, that's not what I meant. I meant dill money.
That's never happened in the history of the world.
You are a drop machine today, Mr.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Thomas Barnard.
Yeah, none of it's good.
When you get the phone call from HR later on today.
Yes. Exactly.
Oh, that's so funny.
As soon as I said it, the look on your face, Kristyn, I went, oh, God,
like,
that's not what I meant at all.
No, it's not what you meant. I'm like, the dildo? Are you kidding?
I love life. Don't you love life?
Oh, I love life. That's so funny.
All right, sister. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Yes. I will be live from San Diego tomorrow. So
why do you get to go to San Diego?
I have to work in San Diego.
Love
I'm driving
San
down
Diego.
later today.
I love San Diego. What's the name of that great hotel that's right on the ocean there? Just God, what's the name of it?
Coronado?
The Coronado. That's exactly it. I love that hotel.
So beautiful.
That's exactly what I was talking. God, see,
I will not be at the Coronado. I hopefully will be at someplace equally as nice.
Is it spendy?
The Coronado is spendy, yes,
Yeah, it's
for
very
sure, especially
expensive.
at this time of year.
All right, we'll talk to you tomorrow, and then you'll go to the Coronado. That'll be fantastic.
That's right.
Thank you,
After my
dear.
job. Yes.
Dill money. Just remember, dill money. Those are the words
Dill
of-
money,
Yes.
that's what he said. Go on the record. Oh, that's so funny.
The look
Like,
on
it was
her
such an innocent question.
Phenomenal.
Like, how innocent that was.
Dildo.
And I all of a sudden realized what I said.
That dildo.
That's not what I meant
Oh,
at
that's
all.
so funny.
All
It's a
right.
family-friendly event. I'm sure no one will mind if I bring my dildo.
No, they'll be fine with that.
What do you want us to pay? You better bring your dildo, ma'am. We're not covering you, and they don't take cards.
The drought machine for your Monday.
Oh, that's so funny.
Ladies and gentlemen. All right, sister. We will talk to you tomorrow. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Take a quick break. Be right back. Speaking of dildos, Chris Egert's coming up next.
Yeah,
Thank you
that's
very much.
appropriate.
Now that I meant.
Now that's appropriate.
K&L Surplus and Ammo is your one-stop shop for all firearms-related products. Is the preferred choice among enthusiasts for over 25 years. Why? K&L Surplus and Ammo offers one of the widest selections of firearms in the region. I got to get over there because I was just talking about my .357 Magnum with a guy. He asked me, "What's that in your pocket?" I said, "It's a .357 Magnum." He said, "That's what I thought." So there you go. The big box stores say they have a big selection, but that usually means they have a lot of inventory, not a wide selection of different types of firearms. K&L has a broad selection of different calibers. Like I said, .357 Magnum has always been my favorite pistol. K&L Surplus and Ammo also offers some of the best prices in the region. It's a huge thing. You might find a good sale now and again at a big box store, but K&L always has great pricing. And unlike a lot of other stores, K&L always includes tax in the listed price. K&L Surplus and Ammo is veteran-owned and offers first responder and veteran discounts. K&L is also committed to safety and a licensed FFL retailer. Find out for yourself why K&L Surplus and Ammo has been the choice of gun owners for over 25 years. Go to klgunstore.com. Hi, this is Tommy B. My friends at Niemeyer Trailer Sales at their Albertville location off Interstate 94 would like to extend a special offer going on now through the Minnesota State Fair. Along with everything you can buy on a stick at the Great Minnesota Sweat Together, you should have some cool incentives with a State Fair deal when you purchase an RV from Niemeyer's Albertville location. How's this sound? Receive a free exterior ceramic coat and NanoCure interior treatment. These coatings provide a durable, long-lasting shield against dirt, water, and UV rays, and basically extend the life of your RV to keep it looking newer and lasting longer. It's a $2,000 value, free with purchase if you get an RV from Niemeyer's by September 5th in Albertville only. Plus great deals on their campers at both Albertville and Elko New Market, now through the end of State Fair. Take your passion on the road with Niemeyer Trailer Sales and see my guys and gals at Niemeyer's and look at what they got at Niemeyers.com. That's Niemeyers.com, Niemeyers.com. Your State Fair deals end on September 5th. Oh, and tell them Tommy sent you. On MyPillow's 20-year anniversary with over 80 million pillows sold, Mike Lindell and the MyPillow employees want to thank each and every one of you by giving you the lowest price in history on their MyPillows. Queen-size MyPillow's regular price is $69.98, now only $19.98 and just $10 more for king size. MyPillow's patented fill adjusts your exact individual needs to help you get the best sleep ever. Go to MyPillow.com, click on the radio podcast square to get Mike's amazing offer on the queen-size MyPillow for only $19.98. Enter promo code TOM. In addition to this special anniversary offer on the MyPillows, you will also receive deep discounts on all MyPillow products such as bed sheets, mattress toppers, pet beds, mattresses, My Slippers, and so much more. Take advantage of the biggest sale in MyPillow's history. Go to MyPillow.com, use promo code TOM to take advantage of Mike's special offer on his MyPillow. That's MyPillow.com, promo code TOM. We are back, ladies and gentlemen, 8:26, now 26 minutes after 8 o'clock. News brought to you by Mr. Money Talk, Josh Arnold. Call Josh for your free 48-minute financial evaluation. Chris Egert. Now, Chris, can you be on till like 33? Does that work?
33 is good.
Okay, we'll do 33 because you're out at the fair, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, I'd like to point out that we were out there on Saturday. I had such a magnificent day. Well, I think everybody did. It was just the people there couldn't have been nicer. We had the full, I guess, what would you call?
Carousel Park. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm just. We were. All the chairs were taken up, and it was everybody showed up. It was really, really nice. It was unbelievable.
We do have a complaint, Chris.
Uh-oh.
I did. Okay. I ran over to your guys' area. It was just right next to us during the broadcast because I wanted to steal your cardboard cutout.
Yep.
And to put behind us. And it either doesn't exist or somebody else stole it. So if you can get on top of that, we'd appreciate it.
No, just our meteorologists have the cardboard cutouts. I just have giant wall murals.
Yeah, you do have a lot, and a table. You have a lot of tables. You can put your drinks on. Do you get pictures constantly, people sending you pictures of you?
All fair long of people doing inappropriate things to my Yeah,
Yeah.
the table.
That checks out.
Like, I bet you I have 50 different, including you, Brittany. I have like 50 different pictures on my phone right now of different people doing different things at the table.
Yeah, that seems about right.
It looked like a good time out there, Tom. It was your pictures of you and Don were cool.
I tell you, honest to God, Chris, the people there were so wonderful. Responding, just sitting watching the show. We talked to the audience, had a great time with that whole deal. And then when the hour was over, I walked down toward that staircase that goes down toward the Channel 5 building.
Yep.
And there were, I don't know how many dozens of people in line waiting to take pictures and all that stuff. They were everybody, not one prick in the bunch. Everybody was very pleasant, very sweet. And then, as I pointed out earlier today, went out to dinner. Michael Bryant invited a bunch of people out. Dan, I hadn't seen in a long time, from Nutrimost, one of my favorite people in the world. We went out there, and 11, 12 more people out there recognized me. I guess it must be from those billboards, because usually people don't know what I look like. And maybe the fact that I keep forgetting, by the way, that we're on YouTube, so maybe that's part of it.
That's true.
Too.
Yes, you are being live video streamed, too. That does make a difference.
Yeah, so all these people, and all 11, 12 of them could not have been nice. Everybody I ran into on Saturday was wonderful.
Nice.
It was very nice. So now I know what it's like to be Chris Egert, always loved by the public.
Oh, yeah, always loved and adored, let me tell you.
Let me tell you. So what's happening with you? Anything good in the news?
Yeah, it was not a terrible weekend, which is good. And I think our big story today was kids moving in at the U of M. So we got like 7,000 kids over there in Dinkytown today.
Oh, God, that's right. It starts now, doesn't it?
Yep. I know some of the other schools had already been kind of moving kids in, but obviously U of M's the big one. So we had a reporter over there this morning, and they're doing a new thing now where you reserve a time to move in.
Oh, really?
Which kind of tries to cut down on all the cars and those bins that you load up and shove up to the tops, take it upstairs and blah 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 blah. So I guess that makes sense.
Do they have a timeline on how long it takes those psychopath professors to poison their children's minds?
Probably about 15 seconds after the first class starts.
15 whole seconds. I just love how kids go to school. They go to college, they're 18 years old, and they come out and they have all the answers to the world's problem after about a week.
Well, I don't know about the college kids, but my 18-year-old had all the answers before he even set foot in a college.
Oh, nice. That's nice to have that right in your house.
Yes.
Yeah.
That it just amazes me that people that age think they know everything. It's like, you have no idea what the hell you're talking about. None.
Yeah, it's funny though when they get humbled and how they quickly find out that they don't, and then all of a sudden the world starts to look different, right? When they're like, oh wait, what? That's not how that goes.
Right.
Oh, crap. Maybe I really don't know everything. Yeah.
What the hell? So what do you got? So you go on. When do you get off the air every morning?
We're done at 10, and then we do like a meet and greet with people afterwards.
Oh, that's nice.
And then usually maybe go out and shoot a story, and so then I'm usually back on the shuttle, headed back to the station about 11:30 or 11:15 or so. So
well, that's not bad.
No, it's nice being out here early. I don't know if you guys ever come out early, but it's so much more chill. Everything's open. There's not a billion people, so you can walk without having to be running into somebody. It's much nicer.
I got to tell you something, and I know you only got to get 1 minute, so it's a good time to tell you this. I parked in the front lot on Saturday at Hubbard to hop on the shuttle. I did not know that lot is closed on Saturdays and Sundays. And you have the guard up front, a lovely young blonde woman. She's from down south somewhere because she's still got the southern accent.
Talking about Candy.
Candy.
Yeah.
What a sweetheart that woman is.
Yeah, she's great.
Tommy, I got to tell you something. Everything's fine, and don't worry about it because I love you. You're a wonderful guy and all the rest, but don't ever park there again.
Yeah, they're pretty strict about that front
Oh,
line.
yeah. Oh, yeah. She was so sweet, though. God, I love that woman.
Yeah, me too.
All those women over there at that front door.
Yeah, Alice is our other gal.
Alice.
There. She's pretty great.
Oh, Alice is amazing.
She is.
Another woman who I love, and I'm so glad I'm on her good side because if you're not, good luck with that. I love Alice.
I know. I don't want to fight either one of them. I'll be here to tell you.
Yes, I think that's a smart move, sir.
Well, plus they've got a weapon, so that in itself.
Yeah,
that's true.
I don't even know if they would need it. They've got a good. Yeah, Alex is great.
Yeah, I feel like Alice could just like talk you to like feeling like you were insignificant. I just feel like she could lay that down on you.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
All right, you got to go, Pally. A short
you guys,
visit.
I can't wait till the fair's over so we get back to normal, but, I'm enjoying it in the meantime. So
We will get it back to normal, and it'll be very, very soon. We'll talk to you tomorrow, Pally.
Okay, guys, have a good day.
Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, Chris Egert. News brought to you by Mr. Money Talk, Josh Arnold. Call Josh for your free 48-minute financial evaluation. No, and I'm very serious about that. The women who are at the front guard gate, right at the front desk at Hubbard, I love that. But they are very serious about that. Is basically, they never say it this way, but the implication is, I will whip your ass.
Yeah.
Don't do that. They're just both of them. They're one. So it's Candy and
Alice.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's other people that are there, but those are the two people you're talking about. And you hung out with Candy yesterday. Yeah.
And Alice is the one that looks at me all the time and goes, Tommy.
Yeah. Alice loves you. Every time I come in, she goes, that Tom Barnard is really nice. And I was like, the way she says it, I was like, you probably heard otherwise. But yes, he is very nice.
Oh, yeah. Well, there are still people that say, he's the worst human being ever.
No,
like,
I love Alice, and she's got a kiddo that she's
Yep.
Yeah, she's just great.
She is indeed. Are you going to reach out to your pal? Ever call in?
Yep, she's calling in here in I said 10:38.
Oh, 10:38. Okay, 10:38.
8:38.
I mean 8:38.
I was going to say 10:38.
I was listening to Chris Egert say he gets done at 10, and then all of a sudden that stuck with me. 8:38.
Yeah.
She'll be calling in any minute.
Gotcha.
We like it, so we got time for one story, ladies and gentlemen. I've never read this, not once. I'll click on it now because I don't know what it even means. It just says 5 random facts for Monday.
Oh, okay. Let's see.
You ever read those?
Once in a while I'll look
I
at
do
them,
not.
but they're a hit or miss. I think we'll vote on if we like them.
Dr. Phil McGraw spent part of his honeymoon with Bob Barker, and his wife Robin were in the audience for an episode of The Price is Right back in 1976 while they were on their honeymoon. And that's kind of sweet. That's nice.
Yeah.
The original gay pride flag had 8 colors in the rainbow: red, orange, yellow, green, turquoise, blue, violet, and hot pink. Eventually, hot pink and turquoise were dropped because it made them look. It made them too expensive to produce. Just because
really?
of the color?
Yeah, maybe.
Why?
Some inks are a little bit more expensive than the
Really?
others. Yeah.
I wonder why that is.
Yep. Well, it's nice to know that the LGBTQ is on a budget.
I appreciate the mindfulness.
Yeah.
Absolutely true. Graham Nash wrote Just a Song Before I Go when his pot dealer in Hawaii was taken to the airport and said, quote, I bet you can't write a song before you go. It took Nash 15 minutes to finish writing Just the Song Before I Go.
That's always when you go, okay, we are all just fools in their game. Once you find out, too, that, like, most songs have, like, 4 chords in it, and it's just repeating, especially pop music, you go, ooh, we are all just pawns in their game.
I did not know this. Victoria's Secret said they sold men's underwear from 1985 to 1993. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
I didn't either.
I didn't know about the men's underwear. I know that they sold men's cologne. And
they did.
They used to have, I think it was called Magnetic or Attract. It was something like that. I remember there was a term for it because you bought 2 different styles of cologne and each had a magnet on it, and they came together. And my sister had bought me like the package for I don't know what it was, a birthday or something.
Yeah.
And the first time I wore it, I went out that night and I was standing in a bar. I was like 23. And this woman came up to me and she put her nose like right up next to my neck, and she looked back and said, every time I smell this, I will think of you for the rest of my life.
Did you die?
And I have never not had that cologne since then.
Really?
Yeah, they've stopped producing it. I've had to find bottles of it online just to be able to order it because you can't get it anywhere now. They stopped producing it.
So what was it?
I think it was called Magnetic or Attraction or Attract. I can't remember, but it was just
I remember that one.
And they.
What if? Okay, like I know you're in a happy relationship. But what if 10 years from now she finds you? She smells you.
There you go.
Walking through an airport.
Yes, and that's why you go, I've worn this ever since, just in case I ran into you again.
Yeah, well, you know what they say. If you love it, let it go. And if they come back to you, they're a psychopath.
Yeah, they absolutely are.
Nothing wrong with that, ladies and gentlemen. New law has police wondering whether to station officers in Minnesota schools. Yeah, apparently they they're going to get really touchy about how to handle kids in schools.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can't grab them anymore.
Yeah.
They used to be able to put them in like an arm lock.
Yeah, there was like a specific hold you could put them in. Yeah, I think they have designated people. I don't know. I don't think it happens as much as but if it does happen, what do you do?
Yeah, I mean, if they're causing a problem, you have to restrain them.
Yeah.
So I don't understand what's wrong with restraint anyway.
I mean, yeah, I think you have to be mindful because we've talked about this before listen, airways are important. We love a good airway. We're going to keep the airway open kind of thing because if you're holding somebody
keep the airway
tight,
open. That'd be good.
That's the number one thing, airways. We love them.
I suppose you're right. I understand being able to breathe is very important. I do understand.
I think Ginger is on the line.
Oh, Ginger is with us?
Mm-hmm.
Ginger.
Yes.
Why is it so quiet where you are? Aren't you on the grounds of the Minnesota State Fair?
Not yet. I'm waiting for my daughter to get ready to go.
Oh, really? You're always waiting for your daughter to get ready to go because you're always prepared, and that next generation.
I'm ready.
Yeah, you are ready.
Yeah.
11:30 on what, Wednesday night was that? You were standing outside the gate?
Yes, sir.
Ginger, you have a great story. Tell us, how did this all start?
Way back when I was watching and you guys were at the fair and I was talking to one of the guys that's always there by Brian. And he goes, yeah, I get here at blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I want to beat him. I want to be first. And so then every couple of years I kept getting earlier and earlier until I figured out when he got there. So I got there at 11 so I could beat him.
And so you slept over the first day. Hi, Ginger. I miss you.
Love it.
You slept over at 11 o'clock on Wednesday.
No sleeping.
You just
gotta stay awake or it doesn't count.
What? That's the weirdest rule ever.
I love that.
Ginger, you're crazy. I mean, I already know this in the best way. So you stay up. You're at the front gate, right? I'm guessing, right? And then what time do they open?
7. This year it's 7. Last year was 6, but I come at the same time.
Really?
If they'd open at noon, I'll still be there at 11, so I don't care.
And you're just, do you at least have like a comfy chair you sit in?
I did not. I stand the whole time because I stand at work for those hours, so I figured I can stand at the fair for those hours.
Sure.
Do you have a friend with you? Is anybody you can find that will do this with you?
I tried to get my children. They think I'm crazy also.
Yeah.
Last year, my daughter was going to come and stand with me finally, but she died, so...
Oh, I'm sorry.
So I went anyway. I mean, she was with me in spirit, and I have her in my necklace.
Yeah.
So I really wanted to be first last year, and I got beat out by Jordan. Like, darn it. So this year, I'm like, I'm going to get it this year. She's still with me. We're going to do this together. I was beat out by a 6-year-old. I'm like, that's just not right.
That's not
She's
right.
a cute little girl, though.
Mm-hmm.
So next year, if anyone beats me, I'm going to cry. But
Okay, so what? Oh, no, don't even tell us. Don't even tell us. I don't even want to know because we can't have it out there in the world. We're on Team Ginger. Like, if you need me, we can find out what this 6-year-old likes, and I'll have, like, a booth of that nearby so she gets distracted, and then you can get ahead of her. Don't tell me. Well, offline, I'll have to find out what time you're going. But, yeah, you're standing there the whole time to be the first one in the fair. I mean, I love that for you.
How many days?
I'm sorry, what?
No, go ahead. You can answer her question.
I talk to the gate people. They know me, and, I mean, I make my friends because I'm a talker.
Yeah.
Because I'm a talker. That's nice. I did want to know what was the inspiration of wearing the Minnesota North Stars jersey?
Because it's as close to I can get to a Packer jersey without being a Packer jersey.
Yes. Oh, Ginger, you have changed my attitude about people who wait in line at the fair to get in first. Oh,
that's wonderful.
I'm a fan.
And then, Ginger, how many days will you be at this? How many of the days will you be at the fair?
This year, not as many. I have to work during my vacation because of health reasons. I'm off for another 6 weeks, so I've had 12 weeks off of work this year so far, and surgeries and blah, blah, blah. So I had to work part of my vacation, but I'm still going. I'm going today and probably tomorrow. I know I'm going on Wednesday, probably Thursday and Friday. And then Labor Day is in honor of my daughter. We call it Luppy Day. So the family's going and her friends are going, and it's not Labor Day anymore. It's Luppy Day.
That's sweet.
I like it. Works for me. And I got to re-reference for a second here, because I thought you were wearing that jersey to honor Louie Nanny, but not the case, huh?
No.
Louie will be happy to hear that
No.
one. No question.
But I do like the North Stars, but once they left, and nope, I'm done. But I'm not going to throw away a good shirt.
No, you don't want to throw away a good shirt. So what was it? Do you remember the very, very first thing in your life? How old were you? And do you remember what impressed you so much about the State Fair?
I think, memory, I kind of remember when I was 8. It could have been before, but I do remember 8 years old, because my dad would get us. I grew up in Wisconsin, and we start school in August, so, we're kind of lame that way. But my dad would get us out of school, so we got to skip school, and then he'd bring us to a fair. So, that was, really cool. Not only do we get to skip school, we get to go to a fair.
Yeah, that is phenomenal.
My dad would, and Mom, but Mom wasn't as thrilled as Dad. But we'd go every year, and so then I just kept that up, bringing my kids every year. And then now I bring my kids and the grandkids on different days because they're still children, and I don't want to do what she wants to do type attitude, so they each get their own day.
That's a wonderful thing. Next year on that Wednesday night, I want to send Brittany out there and then make sure that I'll kneel down behind you, and then she'll push you over so she can be the first one in. What do you think? What do you think?
It wouldn't take much pushing because, I'm old.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you look really ancient there, Ginger. There's no doubt about that.
It blows my mind you don't allow yourself to have a chair. I think you have to break your rule. Did the 6-year-old have a chair?
She was sleeping the whole night, but Mom and Dad brought her a tent, and she got to sleep, but they stayed awake. They were in chairs, but they stayed awake.
Yeah.
I'm like, if I bring the chair, then I'd have to carry it. And I'm like, I don't want to carry a chair around. So I'm like, I can stand. I stand anyway at work, so same thing.
That is so impressive.
So what do you do are you a prison guard? Is that why you have to stand up all day?
Fry donuts. Yeah.
You fry donuts?
I fry donuts.
Where?
Cub food.
I have to come back. What is there any? Do you then ship them out to the other Cubs from the one at which you make them?
Each store has their own. We do our own.
And where's
there's a big variety of which fryers, and some fryers are really good and some are not so good. But there is a difference between stores.
Now, where's your store?
Apple Valley.
Oh, it's in Apple Valley. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I'm one of those kind of guys, Ginger. I guess I'm kind of weird in this way, but if I have a donut that I love, I go nuts over it. But if it's just a little bit off, I don't like that. I like that real donut-y taste, and I love donuts. But if they're bad, and I shouldn't say bad, but they're off a little bit, I don't like them anywhere near as much.
Yeah, I agree. There's nothing weird about that. There is a big difference. All donuts taste good when they're warm. It's the ones that can get cold and they still taste good. Those are the good donuts.
They are indeed. All right, well, I'm telling you, I'm going to get Brittany to stand in line with you next year.
You know what? There is a chance I would come see you for a little bit, but there's no way in hell I'm standing there for more than 20 minutes.
8 hours.
I am like
8 hours. Come on.
No, Ginger.
Exactly.
No,
Come on.
Hard pass. I love you, but hard pass. Me and Gogo, Mike, we'll talk about what time you're going, but maybe me and Gogo will stop by and say hi.
Yeah, that's all I need to do is, be beat by a younger child now.
Yeah, there you go.
No, her and I are far too lazy, and she is far too adventurous to wait in line for more than 2 seconds. So don't worry about us. We're not your competition. We are your allies.
Ginger,
Okay.
I will tell you, I'll close with this. I hadn't been to the fair in about 6 years, and we went on Saturday. The people, every single person that I ran into was very pleasant, very nice, didn't run into one jerk. Everybody was happy to be there. I love the feeling of this year's state fair.
Yeah, it's been pretty good. I saw my first person ever throw up there. I'm like, wow.
Wow.
And this is in the middle of the afternoon. I mean, it's like noon. I'm like, either she just got heat stroke or she's been drinking heavily. I don't know.
Well, maybe he was watching the Tom Barnard Show out there at the fair, and it made him throw up.
Maybe that is.
It's a possibility. It is a possibility.
Maybe. I doubt it, though.
Ginger, next year we have to have you on. We're going to have to send somebody out at 11:30 on Wednesday night to do an interview with you. That's all there is to it.
1, 2, 3, not it.
You're closer. You live closer.
I'll handle it, you two lazy bastards. I'll get somebody. Don't worry about that.
Andy Barnard.
Yeah, I can see Andy going there. Yeah, Andy's perfect.
Yeah, that'll work. I'll bring him a donut.
Yeah,
wait,
see?
he'd come then. I bet you he'll come over and do it.
Yeah.
Ginger, you're the best in the business. I love the picture in the Minnesota North Stars jersey, and it's great having you on. Thank you so much for spending some time with us today.
Love you, Ginger.
Love you too, Brittany.
Goodbye.
Bye.
See you guys later.
No, I was saying goodbye to Brittany, not you, Ginger.
I'm coming to the fair then.
Yeah, there you go. I'll talk to you later.
Fine.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye. We do have to take a break. Be right back in a couple of minutes, ladies and gentlemen. Hi, it's Tommy B. from my friends at Niemeyer Trailer Sales. Their Albertville location off Interstate 94 would like to extend a special offer going on now through the Minnesota State Fair. Along with everything you can buy on a stick at the Great Minnesota Sweat Together, you should have some cool incentives with a State Fair deal that when you purchase an RV from Niemeyer's Albertville location. So how's this sound? Receive a free exterior ceramic coat and NanoCure interior treatment. These coatings provide a durable, long-lasting shield against dirt, water, and UV rays, and basically extend the life of your RV to keep it looking newer and last longer. It's a $2,000 value, free with purchase if you get an RV from Niemeyer's by September 5th in Albertville only, plus great deals on their campers at both Albertville and Elko New Market, now through the end of the fair. Take your passion on the road with Niemeyer Trailer Sales, and see my guys and gals at Niemeyer's and look at what they got at Niemeyers.com. That's Niemeyers.com. Niemeyers.com. Your State Fair deals end on September 5th. Ellen, please tell them that Tommy sent you.
When you need someone to listen, a lawyer you know and trust.
The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration says riding a bus to school is 13 times safer than riding in a passenger vehicle and 10 times safer than walking to school. The reality of school bus safety is that more children are hurt outside the bus than inside as passengers. Most of the children who lose their lives in bus-related crashes are pedestrians, 4 to 7 years old, who are hit by the bus or by motorists illegally passing a stopped school bus. Please be patient and use extra caution when driving near children and school buses. And never pass a bus when the arm is down and red lights are flashing. The children inside and their parents are counting on us. I'm Mike Bryant from Bradshaw & Bryant. I hope you're never injured in an accident, but if you are, don't sign anything until you've talked to a lawyer.
Find Bradshaw & Bryant, personal injury attorneys at minnesotapersonalinjury.com.
Seeking justice for the injured. Bradshaw and Bryant.
Hello, I'm Brad Huckle, President and Chief Lending Officer at North American Banking Company.
And I'm Michael Bilski, CEO at North American Banking Company.
As a locally owned and operated community bank, we work with many multi-generational businesses.
Take Personal Care Dentistry of Roseville, for example. Dr. Walter Hunt, also known as Painless to me, has been a longtime customer of the bank since we opened the bank in 1998.
When his son Kyle was ready to join the practice, they wanted to expand quickly.
With their additional space and equipment, they now are able to see more patients each day while providing the same level of care and service.
Okay, guys, I'll take it from here. If you run a family business or any kind of business for that matter, you should be banking with Brad and Mike over at North American Banking Company. Every time I deal with them or their team, I know I'm working with experienced professional bankers. So why not bank with my banker? North American Banking Company, a better banking experience, member FDIC, equal housing lender. There's plenty of thoughts that come into your head when you think the name Killebrew.
Of course, there's the Minnesota baseball legend, Harmon, who was responsible for many a favorite memory at the old Met Stadium in Bloomington, and many a baseball that ended up in the stands and in the gloves of adoring fans from his home runs. There's Killebrew Drive, the legendary road that connects Highway 77 to the Mall of America, and a day of shopping you'll never forget. My current thoughts for the name Killebrew is fun floats in our kitchen with my kids and grandkids, a cool, refreshing break in between innings at Target or CHS Field. Or maybe a perfect sunset paired with a sweet, frothy beverage after fishing or on your favorite walleye lake. Killebrew root beer and cream soda. Grab a six-pack at a grocery or convenience store near you. I'm Tom Barnard. This summer, enjoy the one Killebrew root beer and cream soda.
Your family will love Minnesota-made Killebrew old-fashioned root beer and cream soda. Then cheer on the fun. Take it from me, Ken Herbeck. Killebrew. It's how memories are created and legends are made.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen. I was just talking to Brittany about this off. Now, you guys are on next week. I'm going to be gone starting Friday.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be doing a Thursday show. And I was thinking maybe you guys should have, you have anybody coming in with you?
We have, let's see, we got a bunch of guests next week. We got a few comedians. We got, I know Mike Brody's going to be coming in. I know Jesse Campbell's going to be coming in.
I mean, to co-host, though, is what I meant.
Oh, no. I think it's just going to be the two of us because I think we're pretty packed. Between Friday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
So unlike when I'm here, when there are no guests.
Yeah, because you carry the show.
Yeah, that's what it is. No, I was thinking you should have Tevin stop in once in a while.
That'd be great. I'll reach out and see if he
He's
can.
such a nice guy. And the reason that even came up is I just went. Now it's hard to explain how it is. And I don't know how the women's room is because I've never been in there. But in the men's room, you walk in the door, there are two stalls to your left. And the urinal's behind the stall, so you cannot see the urinal when you walk into the room.
Okay.
So if you're going to go in to just, cut a whiz, you get so far and you realize, there's somebody at the urinal, and you go into one of the other deals.
Mm-hmm.
There was a young man at the urinal. I only saw his right elbow. I had the appropriate skin color. I almost said, because I thought it was Tevin, I almost said, "Hey, you dumb son of a bitch, what are you doing?"
Oh, my God.
It was not Tevin because he comes in on Wednesdays, not Mondays.
And your week's all over the place because we broadcast on Saturday. I get that.
I forgot what day it was. I came about a nanosecond from calling that guy a name.
No.
That would not have looked too good, but such is life. Such is life. You know what I'm saying?
We don't need to attack random people.
No, I would agree with you.
We have a problem. Me and my sister look a lot alike.
Oh, do you?
And I have a lot of weird relationships and friendships with people that are a little aggressive. And she was at the fair, and she said that people were like, "Hey, you goddamn disaster!" And she's like, "Why?" I was like, "Oh, that's not your fault."
That.
I know. One time, I used to, me and one of my brother's friends in high school, we used to always try to attack each other. Like that was our big joke. Like, jump from the side or whatever. And one time, his friend Nick, she was sitting in a chair and he jokingly did a choking thing on her for a half second. But Lindsay was like, "Why? I don't understand it." I was like, "Oh, because we look so much alike."
I don't think I've ever met your sister.
Yeah,
unless it was a long, long time ago.
She hasn't been to Vegas. My brother went to Vegas with us before, but Lindsay hadn't.
I don't think I've ever met her.
I'll show you a picture. We do look so much
Why
alike.
don't you just show me a picture of you and go, "Here, this is her."
This is her, right? I mean, it's interchangeable.
Indeed.
There's my sister.
Oh, God, she does look like you.
I know, it's a problem.
She looks nicer than you, but,
She's nicer,
much more
wealthier,
pleasant.
funnier.
Oh, she's wealthier, too?
Yeah, she's honestly, I don't understand when people meet her why they even want me around anymore.
That's what I was thinking, but that's just a different deal. I'm staring at a picture of Sweet Martha's. I did not get a Sweet Martha's cookie again this year.
I got one when we were at the Chicks concert. A lady in front of us just turned around with a bucket and asked everyone behind her if everyone wanted a cookie, and I said yes.
Is it true they make $2.5 million selling cookies for 10 days?
I think are they the leading?
I think so, yeah.
When we read that, I'm pretty sure they're the number one.
Number one. I imagine it's probably gone, because that stat came out probably about 5-6 years ago.
Yeah,
so
it did.
Maybe it's a little bit more than that. And then also, over the last couple of years, they started putting Sweet Martha's in the grocery stores.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You can buy the cookie dough. Yeah, you can't buy the actual cookie, but you can buy the cookie dough and then just make them at home by yourself.
But then I'd have to make an effort.
I agree.
That's true.
Yeah.
They are that size because they trick you. You go, if you hand me a normal size cookie, a lot of times I'm like, I'm kind of full, I'll save this later. But Sweet Martha's are that like coin size where you go, all right, I'll have one.
I can have 30.
I can
It's
have
fine.
Yeah, exactly. 20 later, you're like, I just ate everything. They're just like this like perfect biteable size. And next thing you know, there's 40 down your gullet.
There's a picture of just 2 buckets with women's hands holding them both. This woman has 2 huge, and these buckets overflow massively. Do they always do that to make sure that they overflow?
Yes, you can't shut it. You have to eat them until you get them to shut.
Right.
Yeah, my big trick was when I was an intern, was hanging out near there, and always going, you're not going to miss just one. And people would always just give me a cookie.
Well, that's not bad.
I was so broke, and you can't. You either buy them. You have to buy them in either that cone or the cup or the giant container.
Do you guys have these a-holes in your life that want you to Sherpa back a bucket of Sweet Martha's back to the house for them from the fair?
They know better.
Who are these animals that are like, oh, you're going to the fair? Why don't you bring back a thing of Sweet Martha's so I can walk around on a bus out to the parking lot, have my vehicle stink of cookies for the next 6 months?
Bad.
It's one thing when it's like a quick like sniff, but if that stuff gets into the upholstery of the vehicle.
Okay, but now you're being ridiculous.
Done.
I agree. I don't like carrying things.
No.
I don't want to carry anything back. I don't like holding things. Like, I always want my purse to be like on me, or I'll even like fill my pockets with things. So I do feel like that's a big ask to bring things all the way home.
Yeah.
And they're not that good day after.
Oh, they're not?
Nah, you need them when they're gooey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's true. Gooey chocolate chip cookies are the best.
Yeah. A little undercooked in the middle is just, that's perfect.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, don't get me wrong. Sweet Martha's, I would never kick out of bed. Not the best cookie I ever had. Not the best cookie I ever had.
I understand.
Because, like, they definitely are the flatter ones. And I think you're right. Like, I like a little bit of wiggle room. Like
fluff in the middle?
Fluff in the middle, uncooked kind of feel.
Yep, that's a good question. You marry, screw, kill. Is it Oreos, Sweet Martha's, or Nestle's Toll House?
Marry Toll House, screw Martha, and kill Oreo all day.
Love Oreos.
You love Oreos?
I love Oreos.
Most overrated cookie ever.
When out with milk, it's not.
Yeah.
You'd have no taste at all.
Yeah, I like to treat the Oreo cookie the way Bob Sansevere treats
crust.
You dunk it into the milk until the bubbles stop coming up.
Yes. Yeah.
And then you eat it.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
I will buy.
Grow up.
I will buy Oreos for Justin. No temptation there at all. It's like, oh, what do I want to brush my teeth in 10 minutes? Like,
Well, it does turn your teeth brown.
Yeah.
There's no question about that.
No interest. I don't.
Well.
I have to be pretty hard up to go Oreo.
Sure.
I'm trying to think of my favorite cookie of all time. Do you have one? Because I don't know if I do or not.
Probably the monster ones. Like, those are always good. But honestly,
What's a monster cookie?
they have like.
Peanuts and M&Ms, and it's called Monster Mix from Target. It's kind of like
And sometimes they have like the coconut in there as well.
Ooh, I like coconut.
Yeah.
I'm a coconut fan.
They kind of put in, it's like a bunch of different things. But it's hard to beat a good chocolate chip cookie. How about you? What's your favorite cookie?
I like it. I don't really have a favorite cookie. I don't eat very many cookies.
If they were like at a restaurant and they were like, we have world-renowned cookies, sir, what would you like? The chocolate chip or peanut butter?
I definitely get chocolate chip.
Okay.
I don't like peanut butter cookies.
I don't really either.
No, I don't.
The only time I like them is Christmas time when people do the peanut butter cookie, but then they take the Hershey Kiss and put it in the middle.
It on top, yeah.
And what's the appropriate way to eat that?
Why do you eat the candy first?
Yeah. I go around the chocolate chip,
you do.
and then or around the Kiss, and then put the Kiss with the cookie in the mouth.
Same.
Yeah.
Same.
That's the way to do it.
I know some people that eat just the chocolate, and then there's the cookie left.
That's a Bob Sansevere move.
Yeah, that is a Sandy move. You're right.
Yeah, these monsters who look at like a thing of mixed nuts and they only pick out the cashews. No, you don't get to skip over the peanuts and the walnuts. No, you eat it all, my friend.
Yeah, that is very true.
I got to read this story, and I don't know that I want to read this story because it might be very sad, but then it might be funny too. Duluth's Maria Bamford reveals it all. The State Fair, Suicide, Comedy, Sex, and Money. Her memoir has both hilarious jokes and compassionate insight into mental illness. You know, I don't think she's ever been on any show I've ever done.
I don't think I've ever met her.
I never have met her, I know that. I've enjoyed her work. I don't know if she just was not a fan or whatever it was. But
I don't know how much promotion she does.
Maybe not much.
Yeah, she's not one to go.
No.
And it's not just radio or anything specific about Minneapolis radio. She's just not one to go out and do a lot of interviews, and it's not her scene.
That's what I understand. Maria Bamford's memoir is called Sure, I'll Join Your Cult. But the comedian, actor, and Duluth native easily could have called it Let's Talk About Everything. Bamford's humor has always been personal, and that's true of her very funny, very frank book subtitled A Memoir of Mental Illness and the Quest to Belong Anywhere. In it, the star of Lady Dynamite and voiceover artist on BoJack Horseman, or Horseman, I think it is.
Yeah.
And dozens of other shows tell us how often she and her husband have sex. I didn't even know she was married.
I had no idea. I thought she was still single, actually.
I had no clue she was married. She and her husband have sex, her fee for stand-up gigs, what bugged her about late parents, and how she views religion, in addition to detailing experiences with groups from her childhood Suzuki violin lessons to Debtors Anonymous to eating disorder clinics. I don't know, this story's way, way too long to read it all on the show here, but I saw that. I always admired her because it must take a great deal of courage with someone who has a few things, going on that a lot of people don't have to get up on stage and do comedy. But maybe she's a different person then.
She is so interesting to me. I'm with you. Yeah, I love her comedy. She's very funny, very witty. Lady Dynamite is hilarious. There's so many funny things in that. And you can tell that she definitely deals with a lot of she talks about it, a lot of anxiety. She's got
what's it caused by? Does she know? Does she reveal?
Well, she talks about they're just in her family having mental illness is strong throughout her family lineage, and I think she had it's hard because it's hard to just distinguish her Lady Dynamite character and her real life because they seem like they are right hand in hand. And she talks about in Lady Dynamite having a mental breakdown, like how she had an actual mental breakdown. And I don't know if that really happened to her or if that was just the character because they do feel like they are exactly the same.
I mean, it's a possibility. I'm trying not to cough. I don't know why the hell I'm coughing.
You were around a bunch of people this week.
Oh, great. So I have pneumonia.
You're probably carrying something.
I'm going to go grab something to drink, actually. My throat's just very dry.
Talk about great magnet, though, because on the drive back from Appleton yesterday, we chatted a lot about Maria Bamford.
Really?
I don't know why. It was just I haven't talked about her in a long time, so the fact that Tom brought her up today.
Yeah.
Because she's such a, you're right, interesting figure, and how does one with such, from what we understand, how much she's put out there, pretty severe mental illness.
I think she's got bipolar 2 disorder.
Yeah.
I think that's what she's come out and said. And OCD, intrusive thoughts, things like that.
Yeah. And when it comes to stuff like that, it's always people go, well, everybody's got that. I'm like, yeah, but not on a level like Maria Bamford.
I don't have a diagnosed bipolar. I mean, that's not like I feel sad sometimes, I feel happy sometimes. That's manic. And people they'll even joke and say oh, I have OCD. It's like, I have a friend who has OCD and it is debilitating. And they're like, it's not as quirky and fun as, I like the kitchen sink clean before I go to bed. It's like, no.
Yeah, I kind of feel bad for people with autism now because everybody talks about how they're on the spectrum at some point.
Right.
I'm like, everybody if you take a baseball card, you could open up a pack of baseball cards from 1987.
Yeah.
And all you have to do is show my brother-in-law the photo, not the name, just the photo. He can tell you who that person is, who they played for, all of his stats, his RBIs, his batting average. He knows all that stuff. So is my brother-in-law on the spectrum? No, but there's people who have those abilities who talk about it, so it sort of takes away from the people who actually are on the spectrum.
Yes. I don't know. It could go either way, right? Either normalizes it, because the one thing that's nice is they do, which is very different. They used to, have these hardcore diagnoses, and now it's on the spectrum. And they used to treat it like once you have, Asperger's was the big name for a lot of them, and now that name is completely gone. It's on the spectrum and what extent. One thing nice about people realizing that being on the spectrum is like just different aspects of your brain is like the job availability and how they're realizing that people with disabilities have this great untapped resource and what that they can use. You know what I mean? So it's less like sometimes scary to have that. But you're right. Like it does take away from people that need special services because like being on the spectrum can be anything. I mean, like it is a spectrum. So
Sure. Yeah.
I could see it going both ways on that.
Tom, you got anything that you can rattle off? Like if somebody were to say, name me the number one hits between 1971 and 1984. Can you just like rattle off song titles, stuff like that?
No, I've never cared about that kind of stuff.
No?
I don't know why, but I know what you're talking about. I know people can do that. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I've never cared about things like that.
There's a weird skill that's been popping up on my algorithm, which like is pretty impressive, but I don't know why it's useful. Is that there are these big groups of people that you tell them a date and they can tell you which day of the week it is.
Sure.
Though that is very impressive, not super useful. Like, how would knowing that, 1986 May 23rd was a Saturday, I don't know, but it's pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm. We've had Mary Lou Henner on a few times, who has that ability to do that. And my buddy Brad is in a documentary with her because he has the same ability.
Yeah.
And if you ask him, like, Brad, just give him a date, and I just throw it out there because it's my birthday. I go, September 13th.
Yeah.
I'll say September 13th, 1986. And he'll say, I was wearing a purple shirt that day. I had a Hungry Man dinner, TV dinner that night. It was fried chicken. It was mashed potatoes. And Jeopardy, the final question was, and then he'll rattle it off. And I looked it up one day, and I'll be damned if he was not correct. The final question of Jeopardy, like Final Jeopardy, he told me exactly what the question was and what the answer was, and he was spot on.
Jeez.
Yeah.
So he never leaves the house. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, he always has Hungry Man and he always wears purple.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
Well, the crazy part is they talk about how your brain can only retain so much information. So when new information comes in, old information has to go out. But these people just seem like an endless cavern of information.
Well, I did learn about somebody was teaching you how to memorize stuff, and a big part of it is mechanisms. And so it's not like necessarily, like in that case, I don't have any idea. But this person, I don't know if they had any brain differences. But they were talking about how they actually use like, oh, you just have to remember that every Wednesday falls on this in this year, and there was mechanisms they used. So I don't know if when you have that, if you use a mechanism or if your brain is just stamping those in.
No, people have different, I guess, talents, you could call them, things like that.
Yeah, and it's impressive. I mean, you spit out math stuff pretty dang quick. Like, that's pretty impressive. What you'll do equations pretty quick.
You know what I found out about that? It's interesting you bring that up, because I was told, as we move on in life, because I am very good at math and that kind of stuff, in my head, said, Tom, you're going to have a problem coming up. And I said, why is that? I said, that part of your brain that allows you to do that is going to be affected by one thing, and you aren't going to like it. I said, what's that? He said, you will get to the point in your life where someday you'll have a hard time remembering anyone's name.
That'll kill you.
He said, apparently, for some reason, remembering
sounds bad.
names.
I mean, not kill you. That'll bug you.
That'll kill you.
That will kill you.
But there's still capacity. If you're going to do that, there's a certain capacity, and that's all there is to it. But he said the first thing that goes is people's names. And I wonder why that would be. I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know why it would be. See, well, I use your name every day, so it probably wouldn't be your name because I use it every day.
It bugs you when you can't remember somebody's name.
It's already started, yeah.
I know, but that's normal. And you beat yourself up about it. You go, I can't believe I didn't remember that person's name or this or that. And I go, oh my God, okay, you're a mere mortal like us. It's fine. And you beat yourself up.
Mere mortal.
Like,
yes,
you're fine.
Yes.
I just always feel so bad for you when you can't remember one little aspect. And I think you really take it hard on yourself.
I used to remember everything.
Yeah, but guess what?
Not happening anymore, Pally.
Yeah, and like, again, you not remembering stuff is still better than me at my best day. So you're going to be fine.
I was telling Bill Hubbard the other day. I just thought I'd make it up, I got to read one more thing about Maria Bamford before we move on because it's really sad.
Yeah.
This woman's life, my God, has she been tortured? Question asked by the writer, and the writer is Kurt, what the hell's his name? Kurt, what's your first name? No, excuse me, Chris Hewitt. That's
Chris Hewitt.
That's Chris Hewitt. That's who wrote the article. Do you get back to Duluth much? Her response, Maria Bamford's response is, the last time I was there, my father died. It's like, is there ever a moment in this woman's life that's not sad?
Wow.
I know, but doesn't it make there are things that people tie you to places, right?
Yeah.
And if that person's not there anymore, would you still go back?
To Duluth, I would.
Yeah, Duluth. But like, will you, if somebody passes away, are you going to go to those places anymore?
I don't know where that would be, though. There's not a particular.
Where did your aunt live? I forget.
Oh, my Aunt Marianne?
Yeah.
Long Prairie, Minnesota, where I was born.
Yeah, will you go back to Long Prairie now?
I really don't. Well, I still have a cousin that lives there.
Oh, okay.
So Lori still lives there, which I think the world of her.
Yeah, but let's say Lori moved. Would you go back to Long Prairie? Because there are people that tie us to places.
I will tell you, because of a lot of workers passing through that town, and I'm sorry to say this because I loved going to that town when I was a little boy to meet, my grandparents, my grandmother on my mother's side. I loved going to Long Prairie. They have destroyed that town. The whole downtown area is just a shithole now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well,
why?
It's, things like that happen, and it's like Williston, North Dakota. There's a lot of change in that because they had the oil boom, and then things calmed down, and then whatever. And you go, it's a bummer. Like, it's not the way it used to be.
And I'm sorry, but I'm not singling any particular group of people out here. But I was asking about what the hell happened to Main Street because there used to be the Long Prairie Theater, and there was this store and that store.
Yeah.
Everything's just boarded up now. There's hardly anything on Main Street in Long Prairie now, and it's because of the migrant workers. They come to town for the entire fall season, the picking season, all that stuff, and they just destroy every damn thing because they don't live there.
Yeah.
They don't care. It's disgusting.
It's the problem with Los Angeles.
Yeah, I suppose.
Everybody moves to Los Angeles.
Yep.
They're not from there.
Yep.
It's somebody who is trying to make it big. They move from Cincinnati, Ohio. They come, they destroy an apartment. They try for 3 years to make it big. It doesn't work out. Then they go back to Cincinnati.
Yeah, that's right.
Nobody has any sort of hometown pride.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's a very good point. The hometown pride part of it is huge, no question. Well, like I said, the fact they've destroyed San Francisco was that for that reason alone, I would never vote for Gavin Newsome.
Yeah,
he destroyed that, and I loved that town, man. God, that town was fun back in the day. No, matter of fact, the first time I remember taking Andy and Alex there, I think Andy was like 14 and Alex was 12. Mm-hmm. It was in this wonderful restaurant, and I won't say the name of the restaurant because it's not their fault.
Yeah.
But the server comes over to the table and starts pouring wine for everybody. And she pours 5 glasses of wine because Alex had a friend with her. Poured 5 glasses of wine. Now, you have to remember, my daughter was 12 or 13. Andy was 14 or 15. And she goes, I'm sure you're all 21, aren't you? Like, what?
I still remember being a server. And there was a girl who showed up. First off, it's not hard to believe I was a bad server. I was great at multitasking, but I was bad. I'm bad at following rules, especially. So this lady rolled in with her daughter, and they both ordered drinks. And I was like, oh, cool. And I just did the worst thing you're supposed to do. I'm sure this was super legal. I assumed she was 21 because her mom was ordering drinks with her. And they were all excited to get carded for the first time because she just turned 21 and I didn't card her.
You were right, though. She was 21.
She was 21, but like
Not
literally they were like, here's our first drink, getting our first drink. And I'm like, all right, sounds good. Like, I don't know, if you're there with your mom and I made the dumb assumption of being like, well, you wouldn't order one without, I did that all the time. I wouldn't card people. Like, Tom, if you came and ordered a drink for me, I wouldn't card you. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
no.
Like, I'm not an idiot. Like, you're not like, Benjamin Button over here, okay? Like, and I would always get in trouble. They're like, you have to card everybody, Brittany.
Do
I'm
you
like,
really?
Oh, yeah.
I suppose.
Oh,
That
yeah,
would make
absolutely. You have to card every single person.
All right, we have to take a break. Phil Mackey will join us right after this.
This is the Tom Barnard Morning Show.
Hello, I'm Brad Huckle, President at North American Banking Company.
And I'm Mike Bilski, CEO at North American Banking Company.
As a community bank based right here in the Twin Cities, we believe in taking the time to get to know our customers and their businesses.
And part of that is hiring and cultivating a team of experienced lenders. When your business banks with us, you're not training in a new, inexperienced banker.
In fact, our bankers have worked with many of the same customers for years, earning their trust. We get to know you and your business, and you get to know and rely upon us.
When your business is looking to capitalize on an opportunity or solve a problem, we'll be here to help you.
Tom here. I know Brad and Mike, and I trust that with my banking, they've personally delivered on everything they've just said. So why not bank with my banker, North American Banking Company, a better banking experience, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Hi, this is Tommy B. My friends at Niemeyer Trailer Sales at their Albertville location off Interstate 94 would like to extend a special offer going on now through the Minnesota State Fair. Along with everything you can buy on a stick at the Great Minnesota Sweat Together, you should have some cool incentives with a State Fair deal when you purchase an RV from Niemeyer's Albertville location. How's this sound? Receive a free exterior ceramic coat and NanoCure interior treatment. These coatings provide a durable, long-lasting shield against dirt, water, and UV rays, and basically extend the life of your RV to keep it looking newer and lasting longer. It's a $2,000 value, free with purchase if you get an RV from Niemeyer's by September 5th in Albertville only. Plus great deals on their campers at both Albertville and Elko New Market, now through the end of State Fair. Take your passion on the road with Niemeyer Trailer Sales and see my guys and gals at Niemeyer's and look at what they got at Niemeyers.com. That's Niemeyers.com, Niemeyers.com. Your State Fair deals end on September 5th. Oh, and tell them Tommy sent you. On MyPillow's 20-year anniversary with over 80 million pillows sold, Mike Lindell and the MyPillow employees want to thank each and every one of you by giving you the lowest price in history on their MyPillows. Queen-size MyPillow's regular price is $69.98, now only $19.98 and just $10 more for king size. MyPillow's patented fill adjusts your exact individual needs to help you get the best sleep ever. Go to MyPillow.com, click on the radio podcast square to get Mike's amazing offer on the queen-size MyPillow for only $19.98. Enter promo code TOM. In addition to this special anniversary offer on the MyPillows, you will also receive deep discounts on all MyPillow products such as bed sheets, mattress toppers, pet beds, mattresses, My Slippers, and so much more. Take advantage of the biggest sale in MyPillow's history. Go to MyPillow.com, use promo code TOM to take advantage of Mike's special offer on his MyPillow. That's MyPillow.com, promo code TOM. It is 9:23, now 23 minutes after 9 o'clock. Phil Mackey with us. Phil, you got to be up by 38. I want to make sure.
Yes, you make sure it's not a millisecond after.
Not
38.
even a half second.
Okay, let's start that over again. Take two.
Where that came from.
What were you saying?
I said yes, a millisecond after.
Yes,
A
yes.
millisecond.
I will cut this conversation off at 38.
That's all there is
Whatever we're
to it.
talking about, it's over at 38.
I really wish I had had a camera on you and Judd when you were walking to the fair, and I said, oh, God, they must let anybody in here. And you guys had no idea.
You guys ran into each other at the fair?
They were I was leaving, and they were coming in.
Oh.
We made our way through a sea of, what was it, like 165,000, was it 160? What was the Friday?
No, it was 212.
212.
Saturdays was 212.
212.
Yeah.
So 212,000 people just roaming around.
Oh, yeah.
There's Tom coming through the hall, no, not the hallway, but like the sidewalk that comes out. And it was, so we have a little bit of, I'm just going to be honest. Judd and I have post-traumatic fair stress syndrome.
Sure. From
some of the darker days at 1500 ESPN when like AM radio was kind of winding down more, and we weren't we weren't drawing crowds really at the state fair for a couple years there. And so whenever we go back now with we're taking a totally new approach, digital, podcast,
Right.
YouTube, and this is the first time that I think I have been at the fair maybe one other time since like 2019. So we're a little bit like, is anyone going to show up to see us?
Yeah.
Or are we going to be on this stage just, broadcasting to, someone passed out in the front row? Like,
Right.
we don't know. And it's fun. Like people showed up. It was a huge crowd, bunch of Vikings fans and Purple Daily fans. And, the fact that they can recite the little intricacies of the show back to you. It was a cool moment for us, I guess, on Saturday. Independent of unfortunately running into you, Tom. Trying to avoid that. But,
I was welcoming you to the fair as I was leaving. No, you're right. I was, as a matter of fact, at one point we're up on the stage. I assume you were on the same stage we were.
Yeah.
Right there. And I'm looking around, and the entire place is full, but there's one bench to the right side in the front row. And I looked at this young woman and I said, would you do me a favor? Would you move over just one seat? He said, yeah, sure, that's not a problem. So she hands her drinks to her friend, moves over one seat, and I go, we're sold out.
Yeah.
Sold out.
Every
Sold
chair
out.
is full, baby.
That was really cute because I was like, what the hell is Tom doing? Making this woman scoot away from her friend and then sold out, baby.
That's from being in record business. If you didn't sell out every show, it was your ass as a record guy. I'll tell you that.
Spread out, people.
Come on,
You're
spread
not
out.
shuffling people around. So Judd, so we're up there, and it's funny. Our audience now is like a generation younger than it was when we started doing a 4-hour radio show together.
Sure.
I mean, it's a lot of like late people who were born in the mid to late 90s, even like early 2000s, which makes me feel old. I'm like, I was born in the 80s, and there's I could be the parent of some of these listeners now. And so one of the listeners, we had a microphone. Hey, if you want to ask questions, you want to rip us, whatever, here's a live microphone for the audience. And this guy gets up on, stands up like in front of the stage, and he was, I'm guessing, probably in his mid-20s. And he said, hey, a few weeks ago, you guys were talking about this love boat thing, the Vikings love boat.
Oh, God.
And I heard Judd explain it on the show, but I think there's a lot of fans like me that don't remember or know what he's talking about. So could Judd explain to the younger audience here what the Vikings love boat is?
Oh, God.
And we didn't have that on our bingo card, by the way. Judd gets up in front of live audience at fair and explains the sex boat from 2005 on Lake Minnetonka.
To this day, when anybody comes over, our Fred Smoot used to live like right up to our backyard, and we missed him when we didn't live there when he did. And sometimes I'll be having my coffee, imagining, because like I can see in their backyard, how much better my coffee would be in the morning watching people doing the walk of shame out of that house.
just head down, purse in hand.
That's funny. So did you get to describe all the things, the
well, and there's kids around, so we're trying to do it in a, Judd would like tell a story up to a certain point, and then like, he'd get to the part where it was, so there were two different boats. And one of the boats was for the players to partake in activities that they enjoy. And the funny part about it was the workers, they didn't bring workers in from Minneapolis. They flew in the workers from Atlanta because the workers in Atlanta are apparently better than the workers in Minneapolis.
Sure.
Ladies of the night.
As Matt Burke famously said the week after during all the, the media was there, and he's like, what's wrong with our strippers in Minneapolis? What do you got to fly them in from Atlanta?
You got to buy local and rent local as well.
Phil, is there audio of Judd giving this dissertation on the Love Boat?
Yes, I think we do have captured audio somewhere. Pat Lager, I think, has it.
Okay, let's see if I can dig it up.
A little audio that worked. I've never understood, and again, I'm not judging anybody else. You live your life. I'm happy for you, all the rest of it. I've never understood the thrill of going to see strippers. You're going to sit there.
I'm with you. I'm in lockstep with Tom here. And this is all due respect to strippers.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
Do what you got to do. It's not for me. I'm with you.
And what am I going to do? Is to go home and cuff the carrot? I mean, what the hell? What's the point? Right?
I mean, yeah, it's and by the way, like, I don't carry cash anymore. So
well, there you go.
You're whispering in their ear, "What's your Venmo?" as they're dancing on you.
Where can I swipe my card?
You don't want to know.
I have a great story about strippers, man. Eddie McDaniel, you know Eddie.
I've never met Eddie, but yes, I do know Eddie.
Former Minnesota Viking. Hell of a good guy. Eddie's a really nice guy. I haven't seen him in years now, a few years. Well, since the pandemic, I haven't seen him. He calls me and he goes, "Tommy, man, something terrible happened." I said, "What?" He goes, "Oh, man, I went to the strip club, and I didn't want my wife to know I was at the strip club, and all the rest of it. And, so I was going to deny it. And I get home, and I'm right on time. I'm not 1 minute late. I wanted to make sure that was true. And so she didn't have to ask me where I'd been or anything like that. I walk in the house. She goes, "So how long were you at the strip club?" He goes, "What are you talking about? I wasn't at a strip club." She goes, "You're a goddamn liar. You were at the strip club." He says, "I don't know where you're getting this. I don't know who told you this, but whoever told you that is lying." She holds up a mirror. His entire face is covered with glitter.
Oh, no. And you can't take that off. Legally, glitter does not come off for at least 1 week.
How do you explain that? How do you continue your lie at that point?
Exactly.
There's lots of places you can get glitter on your face and on your lap.
He has glitter.
Two spots just full of glitter.
Stripper glitter all over his mug. God, what a great story.
I do have one strip club story, and it happened in Las Vegas. So I used to be in the poker industry. Used to play online poker for rent money, and used to run what is now the Mid-States Poker Tour. This is like 14 years ago.
Wow.
And so during my poker days, I would get sort of access or invited to some of these like World Series of Poker parties and stuff. So the legendary Doyle Brunson, who just he's like the Babe Ruth of poker. He just passed away about, I want to say 2 or 3 months ago.
Oh.
And he was holding this World Series of Poker private party at Sapphire Strip Club in Las Vegas, it was billed at the time as the world's largest strip club. There's like an outdoor pool. There's just strippers wandering around everywhere, a hot tub pool, bar, whatever. And so a friend of mine, we were like in our early 20s, just kind of like, wow, how are we here? This is amazing. We're just kind of soaking it all in, I guess, trying not to be weirdos. And this stripper, this woman comes walking up, and she just sits down in my lap. And I was not looking. I didn't want to lap dance. I just wanted to drink some beer, hang out with poker people, and just kind of whatever, right? She sits down in my lap and doesn't say it, just kind of stares at me for like 2 or 3 awkward seconds. And I'm looking back, and I was like, I recognize this person.
Oh, God.
Oh, no.
This is all processing within like a few seconds. And she says hi, and it was sort of a French accent, like, hello, my name is whatever. And I was like, I'm sorry. I recognize you from somewhere. Do you guys remember, VH1 has had all these reality shows over the years.
Yeah.
I got way into Bret Michaels' reality show, Rock of Love.
Rock of Love.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, were you on season 2 of Rock of Love by chance? And she goes, yes, oh my gosh. It was Frenchie from Rock of Love 2.
Oh my God.
Do you remember Frenchie?
Of course I remember Frenchie. Like, as soon as you said all this, I was like, oh no, is he going to say Oh,
Frenchie.
No. That was her job after?
Frenchie, but here's the thing. So Frenchie sat there. It was the most bizarre experience. She sat there for like 20 minutes, and we just carried on a fun conversation. And I wound up asking her, like, so, what? Are you still doing reality? Do you still talk to Brett? Like, what's the deal? And she told me, I make over $150,000 a year in cash doing this at Sapphire. Jeez. And part of it's because I was on VH1's Rock of Love.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I gave her $40 for, I didn't want to waste her time. I gave her $40 for just like hanging out for 20 minutes. Because I know she wanted, she probably didn't want to talk, right?
Yeah.
She wanted something. And so we went on our way. It was great. I love that show. She probably felt great that someone recognized her. Yeah. And she still got money from me. And then I didn't have to like feel weird because I didn't want to lap dance. And
how's she doing? Are we worried about her? Because sometimes I worry about her.
We don't talk much over the last 14 years.
You should go check in on her. Go to that same place
totally
and check in on her.
I thought you were going to say that this was like your buddy's sister, because that happened to me at Fat Jack's outside of Malacca. I walked in, there was a gal up on stage, and I was like, oh, that is my buddy's sister. Okay, never mind. We are. And then she goes,
And you knew her
personally? Yeah, I knew her personally, yeah. I knew that she had moved to St. Cloud because she moved there with a guy, and then the guy moved out. And she was working at Hooters, and a girl who worked at Hooters said, hey, you want to make some extra cash? I work at this place like 20 minutes out of town. I make money hand over fist. You can just come and hang out. And she was like, yeah, sure. So she started working there to help pay the rent. And then we walked in, and she saw me and said, whatever you do, please don't tell anybody. I said, you have my word. I got to run to the bathroom real quick. And then I went into the bathroom, and I called everybody I knew.
There you go. Oh, my God. Did you stay?
I mean, we had a beer, and then she obviously put her top back on, and we chatted for 15, 20 minutes. And then we, had a beer, and I ended up giving her, like, an extra $20 or something. And then we called it a night. But no, it's not like I was like, well, this is only 2.5 songs in, okay? Like, I paid for a full 4. It would have been weird. So, no,
what we've learned today is Rudy and I, out of, like, guilt or shame, just, like, give $20 bills to strippers without any physical contact.
And fun fact, neither of you guys have ever given me any money ever. And I feel like I have same kind of energy I come in with.
Well, start wearing glitter and high heels, and we might.
I won't. Yeah, I will not. I will not. It's Birkenstocks.
And have a Venmo card reader, because we don't carry cash anymore. So.
Question. I have to use you because I haven't done any research I have my fantasy draft today, Mackey.
Oh, so it is fantasy football season.
Oh, no, it's Mackey, too, by the way.
I call Phil whatever he puts on his.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Because I feel like that's what you like. I don't know. I normally call you Phil, but sometimes you have Matt. I don't know. I just want to be respectful.
Well, like Mackey is in the name of like the show names.
I see.
But I think my friends and family just call me Phil.
Mr. Phil.
It's up to you. We're both. We're friends, and you can call me whatever you want.
Mr. Phil Mackey. Okay, so Again, this might be insider trading because I literally haven't had time to do any research. I am in a league with a bunch of Army veterans that I'm friends with. And so we give each other a lot of crap, but I haven't done any research. We've been really busy at the house. I am 7th in a 12-person draft.
Okay.
It's a snake league, where it goes back and forth.
Yep.
When should I draft my quarterback? Like which? Because I always want to do it. I always want to do it so early, and I know I'm not supposed to. Can you give me a quick tip on this?
So I'm going to break the fourth wall here. Tom, we have reached the portion of the show where someone assumes that because I work in sports media that I know anything about fantasy football.
Please.
Right. I got no idea.
We've reached the point in the show where people don't know that for 20 years I've been playing fantasy football in like 4 or 5 leagues every year, and I am a donation to all of those leagues. I've maybe won like 3 fantasy football leagues in my entire life. And so I'll give you advice.
Okay.
But just know that is the backdrop of the advice I'm about to give you. That you're probably going to lose and donate money to this league because you're asking me for advice.
All right. I have won this league before, so I
should be asking you for
advice.
No.
Give me the advice. Give me the advice. I need it. When should I draft my quarterback?
I would not draft a quarterback at all in the first 2 or 3 rounds.
Okay.
If you can get Pat Mahomes like in the 3rd round, you should do it.
Grab him. Okay.
But I would draft if Travis Kelce falls to 7. I would take the first tight end, Travis Kelce, off the board. Otherwise, people go crazy. You can find quarterbacks because there's all kinds of quarterbacks out there.
Yeah.
So I would wait to draft a quarterback.
Thank you.
But I'm gonna finish last place in my league with that strategy. So. Just know that it's setting you up to fail.
Well, I like to have someone to blame, so that'll be nice.
I'm the scapegoat, yes.
Yeah. Thanks, Mr. Mackey.
Yeah, no problem.
Mr. Mackey has to go, and I'll close with this. I was in a fantasy league for football 1 year with Wally Walker as my partner. I lasted 1 meeting and said, it's all yours. I have no interest in this at all. I have no interest in that kind of thing.
That's a wrap. At least now, like back in the day, you had to like count the stats through the newspaper box scores and stuff.
Way too much work.
Yeah.
Way too much.
So good luck with your fantasy leagues, everyone. Maybe I'll start some sort of like website where people can pay me for advice to finish last place. Maybe that's what I'll do.
That'd be impressive.
You have big write-offs on your taxes. That's good. All the money you lost.
That's true. It's research. Research and development.
Exactly right. All right, Pally, we'll talk to you on Friday.
All right. We'll celebrate the Twins clinching on Friday. See ya.
There you go. Thank you. Phil Mackey, ladies and gentlemen. I actually won't talk to him on Friday. I'm not going to be here on Friday, but you guys will be.
Yeah.
So you can schmooze with them all you like. It'll be magnificent. God, I was looking through that, like this Wall Street Journal, Star Tribune. There's nothing in the news this morning. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, I feel like, because like Hollywood, nothing's going on.
No, nothing's happening.
State Fair, people put their heads down, really concentrate on that. I think that's the main, locally, and then nationally, that's kind of what's happening.
Tom, I don't have like Bally Sports. I guess I don't know. That's where you watch Twins games, right? Is it Bally Sports?
We watch them on.
Or do you have the MLB network, the app or something?
It's what is the D networking? What the hell is that? It's the big blue and white D. Well, I don't even know what the hell that is.
I don't even know.
Okay.
I don't remember what it was, but yeah, we get it on there. But it is Bally Sports. That's who it is.
Yeah.
It's not like the Bally Sports website, but it pops up there for every game.
Sure.
Okay.
Is there a spot that you get your Twins news, or is it just whatever whatever that happens to be like in the Star Trib or whatever they tell you on the game?
I tend to watch every game I possibly can. I don't read stats or any of that stuff.
Yeah.
I just don't read any of that stuff because it's all personal opinion, basically. I mean, the stats aren't, but the stories are. It's like I don't really care what you think of the Twins. I don't care.
Sure. Yeah. Right on. I just want to make sure I'm, leveled up a little bit when it comes to the Twins and be talking with them with Ken Herbeck. I don't want to be like, well, so-and-so who had 31 RBIs. He's like, that guy didn't play for the Twins for the last 3 seasons.
Yeah, well, there you go.
So make sure I'm on the up and up.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about that.
Yeah, the nice thing about Kent is he loves a good sidetrack. I mean, we could just talk about pouring beer.
I kept calling him Kirby Puckett.
Yeah.
There was a good story.
Yeah, that guy.
That was a great story.
That guy, the avenues he'll go down are delightful.
Well, Herbeck's one of the best guys I've ever met. He and I have become really, really great friends. He's just a great guy.
Yeah.
He just is. And he's much bigger than me, so I have to be nice to him.
Yeah, I would stay on his good side as long as possible.
Indeed. Stock market's up this morning by about 0.72%, so that's good, isn't it?
That is good.
I guess. I don't play the stock market. You guys do the stock market?
I know we have money and stuff, but like we have it's pretty safe stuff.
Yeah.
Like we do those like long-term whatevers and kind of.
Because Josh Arnold's on Fridays on the Family Podcast, and Josh is an investment advisor and does a great job. I had no idea that Andy was invested in the stock market. He never told me.
I could see him loving that.
Yeah, he loves the numbers. He's a big numbers guy.
I could see that being addicting to watch that. My brother loves like being like, this is up, this is down. I'm like, okay, I'm sure it's always up. Like I like it when we just put our money in something, you just see that like slow incline and I don't want to worry about it. But I could see that being kind of addicting.
Yeah, Andy loves it actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did a good job. L.A. Nick came in and did the show with us. And L.A., of course, he's always been a big investor in the stock market, does very well at it. And when you just sit on your ass all day and don't have to work, then you can be good at the stock market. You know what I'm saying?
But what would you even complain about then?
Be pretty tough to complain about anything.
Yeah, and
that's what I told everybody at the fair on Saturday. I said, you can sit and piss and moan about what a victim you are and the world sucks and everything sucks and Biden sucks and Trump sucks. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I've got a great life because of my family. I don't care what you do. Go find your happiness.
I have to ask you this. You said you weren't going to eat anything at the fair.
I don't think I did. Did I have a cookie maybe?
I don't know. I'm asking you.
I don't think I ate anything.
You didn't eat anything the whole time we were there.
No, I don't think I had anything.
Dang.
I don't remember it. No, I don't. No, I couldn't have because I came in with them and I left with. I did have lemonade though.
Oh, okay.
I did have a lemonade.
Don Shelby made us stop on the way to the broadcast to get a foot-long hot dog with everything on it. It was...
he was disgusting with that hot dog.
I have a picture of him holding it in a very interesting... I'll post it. How about that? I'll post it on our Facebook.
Well, let's get back to me saying dildo about an hour ago. Didn't mean to say it, but...
What did my mom text in?
Oh,
yeah.
she did? Okay, great.
She said, I did not see the dildo stand, and D-O-U-G-H is the dildo. I did not see the dildo stand. I'm sure the line was too long.
I'm sure that's what it must have been.
That's the problem,
Yeah, Shelby
Beverly.
walked around with a foot-long hot dog hanging from his crotch.
Yep.
It was quite the look. It was really very, very, very sweet. We spent a couple of minutes. We've got to take a break in a second here, but those people up on that stage on Saturday, what a bunch of nice people.
Yeah, really nice
Weren't
guys.
they?
Yeah.
All of our listeners, we had a great time just talking to you. You were terrific. I think that is the first time I've ever appeared at the fair where not one person was an asshole.
Yeah, it was it was super chill, super fun.
It was great.
It's funny too because I used to have all these nerves and stuff with doing stuff like that. But I felt like I had such good perspective as like, there's my kid, there's my mom, there's Tom, there's Don, and then a bunch of guys that I love and know. It felt like it was Hubbard did a great job. They did a good job with the whole setup, and we were followed by Des singing, which was really cool.
I love Des. She's very nice.
She looked gorgeous. Like she was like she sure hits like she was wearing like this yellow dress. It's like, okay, when a crowd, you go, you are sunshine walking around.
Right.
I'm a mere mortal, garbage.
Mere mortal.
Up there singing, and I'm like, wow, must be nice to have talent.
Was that her husband?
Yeah.
It is her husband. Okay, I thought it was.
What's their band's name?
I don't know. I know for a while we were calling him Johnny and June.
Oh, cute.
Johnny and June, baby.
Yeah, but I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm sure they must have some. Maybe it's just like
Des and something. She should lead with that, because you know.
Des and the hangers-ons.
Right, as one would. As a hanger-on myself, I respect the game.
Yes.
Yeah, she looked. Yeah, it was fun. It was such a fun day.
It was. The whole thing from start to finish, as I said, taking pictures with people for about 45 minutes, just meeting people, not one jackass. And as I said, we went to Pittsburgh Blue after that, met 11, 12, 13 more people there. It was a wonderful day from start to finish on Saturday. And you usually kind of worry about that on the way to fair. It's like, oh, God, I hope it's not a bunch of pain-in-the-ass people.
Yeah. Do you ever have anxiety still to this day that no one's going to show up?
No.
You don't. That's not your worry.
But you have to understand one thing. If there's one seat open, then I get anxiety. Just one seat is enough. It's like, get over there and sit down.
Hey, move on over.
Get over there and sit down right now.
I feel like it'd be a different feeling to have your name on it. Like, I don't know what that feels like. Like, it's your name. You're responsible. Like,
I didn't really pay attention to that.
Like,
I really don't.
That's great because, like, it just feels like there'd be more responsibility. Like, if somebody doesn't, people don't show up. Yeah, it was cool. Everyone did.
They did. They all showed up, and it was absolutely wonderful. I was checking the headlines and all that stuff. Is something going on? Is this Trump thing? Is it giving him some traction? His numbers must be really good, and the only reason I say that because I'm not paying attention to it. Because I'm not going to vote for either one of these guys.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose I will have to vote for somebody because I want to vote, so I don't know what the hell's going to happen. But the only reason I asked you that, if he must have had big numbers recently, and I don't care if it's the Washington Post, if it's the Wall Street Journal, if it's the Star Tribune, they are beating the piss out of him this morning.
I think it's coming off the photo, what do you call it? The booking photo.
The crabby photo.
Yeah, I think, man, the guy can fall into making some money here and there, can he? Like,
yeah, he did. He made a lot of money from that picture.
Now he can make a bunch of money off that. I don't know if he's making all that money, though, because I think other people used it for merch as well. But
did you ever meet Donald Trump?
No, of course I haven't, Tom. Not all of us have met Donald Trump.
Because I guarantee you, he gets all the money. I can guarantee you that with him. He loves money.
No, I know, but I meant to say, like, if you're like an Etsy shop and you just use the image to, I wonder if you can use it because it's like a public image on merchandise as well.
I don't know.
Like a knockoff version.
I suppose.
I should go look at what he's selling with his face on it on his website.
But I do love, that's one thing I love about watching Fox and CNN because I can't stand either one of them. But whenever they're going, and that son of a bitch, it's like, oh, the guy must be doing well.
Yeah.
You got to pound him into the ground. Whether it's Biden or Trump doesn't matter to me because I don't care. But, boy, when they're going after him, it's like, oh, they must be doing really well because there's no other reason to attack him.
I saw something. I was up early Saturday morning doing some work in the hotel lobby, and they had CNN on. And one of the headlines said, experts urge that a mask, I don't really want to say it, like a mask mandate could be on the horizon. I was like, well, first off, why are we saying could? And why are you why are you making people scared again?
I know.
Are you guys just hanging on to anything that might get somebody to turn their eyeballs to your stupid television station? Oh, you're laughing about something, Britt.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I love you're right, and everything you're saying is right. But I went to Donald Trump's website, and on it is a personal note from President Donald J. Trump, and it's the most Trump-sounding thing ever. at the notoriously violent jail in Fulton County, Jersey. I was arrested despite having committed no crime. Like, it's like he goes.
Well, but he would say that even if he did commit
I
crime.
know, and it's like the way he wrote is exactly the American people. They know what's going on. Like, it's all the way it's all written. Everything is the most Trump written thing I've ever heard of. Like, I can hear him saying it, despite committing no crime, and then like looking at somebody and pointing like.
Well, did he? I have not paid much attention.
Oh, I don't have an opinion on any of it. I don't care at all. But it's so, and then the whole website is just right when you sign on is like you sign on. There's a big picture of him.
It's about money.
And then you want to donate.
There you go.
There's his photo.
It's always about
right away.
money.
I can't even get to anything. It's like, and then if I try to leave, it's like, you sure you don't want to donate?
It's all about money with all of these politicians.
Yeah.
All these news people, the politicians, all of them. I got to be honest with you. I am considering running for president because I didn't know the president got to spend like 49 weeks on vacation every year. Jesus, these guys are on vacation. He's on vacation again.
Yeah.
It's like, seriously, he must have been on vacation, I would say, and I'm not making this up, at least 16, 18 weeks this year.
Yeah.
Probably more than that even.
Yeah, he's almost like me.
Yeah, well, that's all you do is vacation. But yeah, it's all about the money. It's all about me. I got to go on vacation. I get to do this. I got my own jet. I got blah, blah, blah. It's all money.
Yeah.
Which they finally admit in the national news because they wouldn't admit that for a while because it upsets the newspapers and the TV news, the national news. Local news is always pretty good, I think.
You and I need to get more money motivated.
Why?
I'm just teasing.
I think it's disgusting.
I just mean if we started focusing our real energy on vacation and money, done.
Vacation would be good.
Yeah.
We got to take our final break. Be right back. Wrap things up right after this. Dougie, how's life in Baldwin?
I love it, though it's a bit hard to find a half-calf, decaf, heavy foam.
I'll give you some heavy foam.
Yeah, that's what he said. Anyway, I just came back from the National Ford meeting and got to hear Bill Ford, Henry's grandson, and Jim Farley, who's the CEO, talk about the future of the company. It was really interesting, and I learned some cool stuff. Read this.
Ford builds more vehicles in the USA than any other brand. Huh? I thought it would have been Tesla.
Not even close. Keep reading.
Ford outsold Toyota in 2022 and is on track to do it again. I didn't know that either. Probably these commercials.
Yeah, sure, pal.
Ford has successfully partnered with the UAW and hasn't suffered a strike in over 40 years. Ford also has the largest number of assembly workers in the United States.
You know, Tom, I've really fallen in love with the product. From the electrics to the Super Duties, thanks to you, a lot of people have reached out to put Ford on their list. If you want to talk cars in general or Ford specifically, reach out to me at Doug@flagshipford.com.
Flagshipford.com. You need to know a guy for your auto repairs, legal issues, banking, and more. The same goes for investment advice. You need a guy to help you be successful, someone you can trust, who gets results. Well, I got a guy for you, Josh Arnold. Josh gives you straight talk, not sugar-coated advice about your financial situation. Josh has seen it all when it comes to economic and market conditions, and Josh can make sure that your retirement objectives match your investments. Do yourself a favor and call Josh now for a no-obligation, 48-minute evaluation. You've got nothing to lose, and you'll get a different point of view for your investments. Call Josh at 952-925-5608. That is 952-925-5608. You'll be glad that you did. And tell him his guy, Tom, sent you.
Investment services offered by Josh Arnold Investment Consultant, LLC, a security investment advisor. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. All investments involve risk. All comments and opinions are Josh Arnold's and do not constitute investment advice. Tom Barnard is a paid endorser.
I'm here talking with my friends Michael Bilski and Brad Huckle of North American Banking Company. Guys, it seems like banking has changed quite a bit since you first opened your doors in 1998.
Yes and no. In 98, we didn't have online and mobile banking like we do today. Many banking processes have also changed. One thing that hasn't changed is we still provide a true community bank experience right here in the Twin Cities.
Our team takes the time to get to know our customers and their goals. This creates a relationship that is unique in banking today and one our customers appreciate. It's why we like to say, we provide a better banking experience.
You're absolutely right, Brad. I've been a customer for a long time. The service your team provides is phenomenal.
Thanks, Tommy.
So why not bank with my banker, North American Banking Company, a better banking experience, member FDIC, equal housing lender. We are back to wrap things up, ladies and gentlemen. 9:56 now, 4 minutes till 10 o'clock. Ran across a headline that says, "Is this cat saying, 'Mom, where are you?'" I haven't heard all. Well, I heard it in the background.
Yeah. I'll be interested to hear if this sounds like Mom, where. If it is, I want this cat immediately.
To talk to you.
Of course, I want my cat and my baby to want me.
I love that one cat they show on the clip shows all the time, where he goes like, "Oh, Mom.
Mom.
Oh, Mama Lou," or whatever. I don't know what the cat's saying, but it keeps saying words.
Yeah.
And it's hilarious. What the hell? Oh, my piano. Remember, he goes, "Oh, my piano."
There's so many cats that go, whoa, 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 whoa. And I just love it.
Okay, so we do have the audio?
Yeah.
Did you listen to it?
I did listen to it, yeah.
What's your opinion?
We'll play it, then I'll let you guys.
Okay.
Yeah, here we go.
A little bit, maybe.
Not even close.
Where are you?
Yeah.
She's as delusional as me, this woman. She's walking around. I pretend my
maybe.
cat reaches for me. I mean, my foster cat. I pretend that he reaches for me. I pretend he loves, like, what was saying all sorts of things. This feels like a reach, Rudy.
I 1,000% agree. It's a reach. Yeah.
Mom, where are you?
Yeah, because first off, cats don't care enough about humans to ask about their whereabouts. As long as there is a clean litter box and there's some water and some food that comes out, that they don't care.
You've never had a cat.
I don't. No.
No, because cats care so much.
Oh, dogs, too. Oh, Jude, my
Oh,
God.
I can't imagine. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we've been keeping our foster cat in the basement while my mom and Richard were visiting because they're watching my brother. There's 2 extra dogs in our house. They just left today. But we've been keeping the cat in the basement because I didn't want to mess with the whole whatever. Mm-hmm. The cat cries for me. Like, and reaches his little paw under the thing. And so every time I get a chance, I go sit with him. And I'm like, I'm sorry.
I love when they do that, when they put their paw under and then they go like this.
I know. Just like it's like a scary movie. They go and they go forward and they're just like reaching for whatever. And you're like, this is a horror movie come to life. Kitty Cash, we have double doors to our bedroom, like the ones that like shut on each other. And my old cat used to put both paws under and shake them until like somebody would come and open them. It was terrible.
Jude, when Catherine's gone, he will sit upstairs when the kids sleep over in their bedroom, the 3rd bedroom, and he will stare out the window. And about every 15 minutes, he runs downstairs, moves the curtain, and looks out the back door to see if she's out there.
That's so
It's just, my God, are you desperate?
Yeah, you guys are switching windows back and forth as you're doing the same thing.
Yes, that's exactly.
You take turns at different windows. Catherine, we miss you.
Oh, Catherine, where are you?
You keep going, Catherine, where are you?
Still get that look on her face yesterday. How do people end up getting divorced? I don't get it. And she's looking at me like,
silence.
Okay.
Silence.
It was total silence, but it had the look of, yeah, right.
Yeah. I'm sure we could all feel that one out for you.
I guess so.
She's like, yeah, no idea. Should we get coffee?
I don't get it either.
Me neither.
I know what you're talking about right now.
I'm sure it's just been a cakewalk married to you, Tom.
No question. One final salute, ladies and gentlemen, to Bob Barker, because I did watch his show all the damn time when I was a kid.
Remember, he'd always say, spay and neuter your pet. Like,
yeah, spay and neuter your pets. That's right.
Control the pet population. Have your pets spayed or neutered.
He did. He always did. And then hit on every woman that ever came near him.
Oh, yeah.
That's not a shocker to me.
No, he was very famous for that, as a matter of fact.
He's up in heaven right now in that Broyhill lounger that they used to give away every single episode. Oh, man.
Shockingly expensive.
Yeah.
Shockingly expensive. Yep. How much was it?
It was always where you would think you'd guess because it was kind of like generic stuff. Yeah. And then all of a sudden you're like, $3,000 for that. Back in the day, I'd be like, oh, my God.
The one thing I cannot get over is that Balenciaga has a $30,000 purse.
Yeah.
30 G's for a purse.
Hermes has even more expensive.
Really?
Yeah, if you want a Kelly. Yeah, they're crazy.
What's a Kelly?
So like a style of purse.
You
can't even buy them. You have to like woo the salesperson first.
Oh, they make it for you?
No, like they won't just, you can't just walk in there and buy that. You have to like have a history with the salesperson and buy other. It's a whole thing. We got to get out of here. I can't. You guys are gonna roll your eyes so hard.
All right, we'll talk to you tomorrow.